late, being like, we're wearing down like our old debuff, so we're staying up an extra hour to like.
So I gotta move all my fucking DMF summoners to
Thunderbluff?
Thunderbluff. Well, at least one. Gotta move one DMF summoner.
Summoners over there on MLG.
You're thinking of
I mean, probably. Dude, also fuck you, Mooski.
What?
That man whispered me after raid last week, and
MLG.
had to talk shit about me. But like now, now Girth Fury and Void have a "we won't slander MLG if he doesn't fuck with our people" thing. So as soon as he fucks with our people, that's when we get him kicked from his guild.
Yes, dude.
Well, I think Moosey can catalyze that.
Void is just like
I
a
can.
bunch of retards. It's just like a bunch of guys that just don't fucking understand how their brain works.
Free the nipple.
There's not enough ridges on it.
You smooth brains.
If somebody sell a port to this fool. Alright? You don't want to sell it? I'll sell it. Shit,
Like,
I gotta finish work, so. BRB.
Moving the fucking streaming shit in the room so we can watch the debate at the same time.
Facts.
Alright, I'm fixing it.
Message out, not get sucked in by Donald Trump's, who I think
Oh, they got
has to change
Podesta
the
on. Holy
dynamic of
shit.
this race, will be on the attack from the get-go. You know, he has a formula. I'm great. You
So
suck.
about that Diablo Immortal.
You know, here's the reason why you know you're going to be terrible for the American people. I think what Biden has to do is, rather than getting a tick for tat, he
I'll
just
take
has to
2
demonstrate
games I don't
that
give a
he's
shit
got a
about
plan
for
for the
500,
country,
Alex.
that he delivers
Wait,
that
you
with
also hate
seriousness
Domino's.
on-
I don't know if
on
your
COVID,
opinion
on
matters.
the economy.
Dude,
and
my
I
opinion
think
matters
he'll be
more
fine.
than anyone
Could you
else's
do
in this channel.
excuse me,
Madam
Madam
No,
Office
you do
Manager,
have a pretty
excuse me,
damn good
excuse me.
talent.
Could you
I've
do a
seen
quick
your
audio
videos
check,
of
please?
it.
Could we get an audio check, please? I want to make sure everybody can be heard. Go to
No, you know,
twitch.tv
look, I think he's got
Like
/ZenClicks.
a catalog.
Thank you.
of
Also,
it.
follow my stream.
And that he
Look
will
at
be
this
able
girl
to,
wearing a
to
mask.
have plenty of opportunity.
I'm sorry?
They're going to do 15
My
minutes.
father's
each
gonna
Mo's
of
be
them.
my
entire
father.
Instagram
So
is
I
just his
think
food plates.
that, he has
Delicious.
plenty of hits that he can deliver on Trump. I think
I have
what
2 posts,
is-
one on a
what
golf
is
course,
let me see if it
and
works.
the other one I
is
got
to
a flat
try
tire on my
to
bicycle.
kind of get into this
So-
crosstalk that Trump likes to get into.
Yeah.
I feel like you dress up your dinner
Make
really
sure
nice, like you put the
that he
little dots
knows
of like
exactly
sauce, and
what
then
that
you
critique
ring
is.
the little
He
rag
pounds
around it to
away
get all
at
the
it.
smear
All right.
sauce.
Now,
You know,
talk to me
really
about the levels.
Parsley on top.
attacks his family, etc. I think he can square off, and you know, people are worried about his temper. I think there are moments where seeing your temper rise a little bit is actually helpful.
Yeah, Michael Dukakis was criticized for not losing his temper, arguably.
I was in a room and my heart sunk when I saw that doing debate response. The election was over at that point.
Lonnie Chen, I hesitate to say, what should Donald Trump do tonight? Look, you've had to prep more traditional candidates for presidential debates. This is
Let me open the chat. 1 second, boys. 1 second, boys.
Get into his head and reprogram him. What would you have an incumbent president do tonight who's down 7 points?
He has
with
to
a
show his
raging
dick.
virus,
Oh
if
shit,
he
I'm
were
not supposed to
a
comment.
sort of
Damn
more
it!
traditional incumbent president struggling for re-election?
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, Chuck, you heard it from those undecided voters in Ohio. I would have him talk about what his plans are for the next 4 years. I'd have him talk about the economy. It's an issue in all the polling we've seen recently. The NBC News poll from over the weekend, other media outlets.
No commentary.
The economy is a natural strength. of the
I
president.
didn't. I'm not gonna comment.
Things
Oh
big
my
since
god.
the COVID-19
All right, no
lockdown.
comments.
So
Everything's
I
fine.
really have him think carefully about
You know what I
what are
need?
the
I'll get a
various
beer,
points in the economy
and then
we can
everything will be
emphasize.
Gucci.
Even
Let
looking
me
back
fix
at
this
the first
shit.
term, the record, right? They can talk about
Why am I dead?
With China, they can talk about some of the manufacturing that's come back. They can talk about the regulatory relief and the tax relief. So there are elements of the president's record he can talk about, elements of the plan
We have
he should emphasize. But
a
that
quite
would
big
be
Sapporo
kind of
Black, which we will
untrue who
complete.
Donald Trump is, right? Donald Trump is going to
Need like a napkin or something. Jesus.
And there's not going to be a lot of discipline in the message.
What up?
Is there? All right. Let me ask the question in this way, Lonnie. Knowing who he is, and playing to what he can, what he's
reset here.
only comfortable doing, what
Damn
would
it.
you advise this version of Donald Trump to do?
I'd advise him to keep the pressure
Yo,
on.
head for scale.
I mean,
Look at
there's
this.
no drawback to keeping the pressure on
Fantastic.
in a variety of areas.
Simple. What
right?
character
You
you
want
on?
to attack Biden
Evil.
Sin
on his
shitter.
personal issues with the Hunter Biden stuff. You want to attack him on
All right.
having a light schedule. You want to attack him for being maybe a step slower than he was in 2012 when I had to prepare Paul Ryan to debate him as vice
Doing the
president.
Shakupi
So,
dance and
you know,
blasting
there's no drawback if
All
you're
right,
Trump.
what are we
I
talking
think,
about?
to keeping him on the defensive.
3
And you
spots
never know
left
what's
in the
gonna
raid.
happen. You might force an error. You might show that Biden's not really quite up to the challenge. There are lots of things that could come out of this.
They're
So if
they're
you're
talking.
Trump,
So
you
they're
keep the pressure
pre-gaming
on
the
and see what
debate.
happens.
You want to listen in?
Let's talk about the tax return story. John Podesta, how much would you?
Well, don't
would
talk
you
about
use it
everything.
if you were Joe Biden tonight.
Is Podesta the guy that got hacked?
Chris Wallace
Shit,
will
no
probably start there.
commentary.
Probably start with the
Fuck.
economy and start with the
I'm
tax
asking a
return.
question.
And
All
I
right.
think the point
Whoa.
that he needs
Whoa,
to
whoa,
press
whoa, 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 whoa.
is, as president of the United States, he paid
What gross
$750
herb are we talking about?
taxes in 2017. You know, that's what he thinks he owes the country when
You wanna
people
make
making
out?
$25,000
Yeah.
pay twice as much in federal income tax. People make in
one
the
out
medium
first.
Let's go.
bracket pay 10 times as much as he
I actually don't believe
makes
in that.
he paid. I would stick with that. I think that's a very sticky number.
Sticky.
Maybe even
Gross.
more than zero. That, you know, that's what he thinks he owes.
Am I out of
the
water
American
again?
People, the
There you go.
frontline workers, the people who are
Everything's on
fighting
cooldown.
wars,
Oh my God.
overseas. That's
What a
his
nub.
contribution to making America great. $750.
Ah, jeez.
And I think that says a lot about his character.
I shouldn't have done that.
Does business.
All right, I'll just wait.
And, you know,
Nobody needs to summon,
I
right?
think
Yeah,
I'd,
we're good. We're just
spend my
monitoring
time
the
on that
situation.
rather than, you know, all the shenanigans he has in his tax returns in the past
John-
that the New York
John-
Times has exposed.
I agree with you about that. That 750 in some way is worse than zero.
No, it's
750 because of
836.
what you said,
Oh.
it is a stickier number. Lonnie, what is
They said 750, and I thought they meant the time.
I mean, again, I'm putting you in the.
Let's go.
I think we know what Donald Trump will say. Oh, it's not true. Da 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 da.
It's not true.
Is there a defense of this?
Well, I remember when Mitt Romney got attacked for paying.
Hell yeah,
14%
Veracity's down to
effective
fucking
tax rate,
260
right?
gold
So
now.
How far the discussion?
Veracity. Big pimp.
What?
I think the
Oh,
most
the-
effective
the
strategy might
tome?
actually be the one that's native
That's
to
insane.
Trump. I went back and watched the first
Back
debate
in
in
the day, I paid
2016,
100 gold
and there
for
were
2 of
several
them.
answers where basically the
And it was
premise
a guilty
was,
premium, but
you're
holy
wrong,
shit.
it's made
Yeah,
up,
that's-
it's all fake,
Yeah.
and you know, here are other things I'd rather talk
I
about.
bought my second
And
one
there
for
really
my
isn't a great
warrior
answer
now.
to this. I mean,
Oh,
I
come
would
on.
say,
Put it on my
look, I
rank
just
10
took
now.
advantage of the laws that were out there.
You know
There's-
what's
I
weird?
mean,
I know
doesn't
people
seem
say
like a
that
very
in the
effective
torch
defense.
room
I
of
think he's much
BRD,
better off
the mobs
doing
don't drop
what he
anything, but I
naturally wants
killed one
to
of the
do,
torch
which is
holders,
attack.
and I gotta leave him
And
the
simply
ferocity like a
deflect.
month.
And it's
Yeah,
a
but the
bad
torch
news
holders
story,
are
and there's not a whole
different.
lot
Like,
else
the
you
torch
can
holders
do
actually
like that
drop
except
things.
for do what you're comfortable doing and not try to be somebody else.
That's right. Thank
John
you.
Podesta, Lonnie Chen, I think you guys did a
I
great
didn't
job.
know it was
It's gonna be hard not to
280
comment.
gold,
You
though.
both have given us some insight on
Yeah, they're now
what this
expensive
what
as
this
fuck. They were
90 minutes
400 gold
plus is going to
like
look like tonight. Thank you
last
both.
fucking
Up ahead,
Thursday.
North Carolina can start
Dude, I swear,
officially
if all you
processing
warriors
votes
just banded
today.
together and just
And there's already
denied
a
the
sign of
prices,
trouble. We're gonna go
they
there
wouldn't be so
into
high.
Battleground,
It
Michigan
sucks, you guys
next. But
are
first,
absolutely fucking
we go back to
absurd
this
and will
classic
pay
debate
5 grand for a pair of
2000.
gloves.
When Al Gore
Or
was
it's gonna
on a
keep
roll.
selling for 5 grand.
And Iowa.
Well, yeah, but like I don't need gloves for 5 grand. I'm just the right fucking race.
I got mine for 700. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
All right, as someone who paid,
I got
All right,
3
all
pairs
right.
for 700 or less.
Okay,
All right.
we can do it again.
hold on. As someone who
Lower this.
traded Edgemasters for
Edgies.
a Alcor Sunraiser and then also traded them 200 gold, I think I'm the authority on getting fucked on Edgemasters.
Yeah, could we get another click? Because I messed that one up by seeing a rogue and jumping.
Stopped and depth coiled them, so.
Let's go.
Yeah, I made like big dumb move and literally paid somebody and gave them an Edgemasters to give me Alcor Sunraiser in phase 1.
Oof.
Hey, jeez.
Dude, that's
Okay.
literally like 100%. I hate that I made that decision now, knowing where I'm at. But it transitioned to me to be a Dagger Rogue, which was probably one of the best decisions I made in Classic. And it made me not have to farm Dalren's main hand offhand anymore, which made me literally want to blow my own fucking brains out.
Oh, I love those. Oh, I actually want them.
Bro, you need Ren? Let's do some Ren, man.
I couldn't get the main hand to drop. I saw the main hand drop one time. It went to a rogue that went to one raid and then fucking quit the game. And then I never saw them again.
Is he going?
Is the debate on ABC tonight or CBS?
It's on
or
a
what?
bunch of things.
It's on Zen's stream, dude.
ABC.
No, he meant somewhere he actually watches.
Wow. I said I wouldn't comment.
I mean,
Wait, Zen, are you gonna have the volume on your stream?
Yeah. What, you think I need to heal?
Is the
So
raid
copy
volume
out
gonna be
your-
muted?
No. No, it won't. It'll be both. So that
Can't
kind of
wait to
that might
see
mess you up.
Are we allowed to talk about like ball tanning on your stream?
Of course. Of course. Actually, it's
And,
encouraged.
like, Zen is like probably 100% of Zenlight's demographic.
Yeah.
Cock and ball.
I got this ball toner that like really makes my shit shine.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
called it's called Man Cave. Like I recommend 100% get the mower 3.0. I literally tried to go down to my sack and just like, cut it open, but I couldn't. It's so gentle, so smooth.
That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. You
What's
tried
it called?
to-
Dude, they make these products from Manscaped. Well, dude, I just ran into Imperium, the master of all Lionhearts.
Go to Manscaped, and it's called the mower 3.0. It's so smooth.
Apparently,
It's
I need that. I literally cut my sack every time.
I would like to have some men instead
Get
of
the
using a razor.
Manscaped starter kit, bro. The Manscaped starter kit.
Welcome back.
Wait, where do we get this thing at? Hold on, I missed that.
Manscaped.com.
It's not
They
like-
should definitely
It's like smoothers, deodorant, like always, like everything. And then like you can set it up so that like they send you a new blade for it every 3 to 6 months or a year just to clip on to your electric razor that they give you for it.
I'm gonna lower the output on the Discord.
100% went looking like a Chewbacca to
Shit.
a little baby kitty cat.
Our own Dasha Burns is talking to voters in Kent County, Michigan for our
Like
County project
the
about what
terms
they
used.
want to hear from the candidates
Yeah,
tonight.
you did.
So, Grand Rapids, what
Chewbacca
are
to
you
that
hearing,
bald
Dasha?
kitty cat or the naked mole rat if you watch Kim Possible.
Hell yeah, brother.
If you watch Kim
Kim Possible?
Who's watching
Naked
Kim
mole
Possible?
rat.
Naked mole rat exists.
Yeah, man,
Only if you get to like shape your shit into a Nako.
Last week, and so for the last couple of days, we've spent time with Kent County Democrat organizers and Kent County
lawnmower?
Republican organizers and volunteers as they
3.0.
have been using this time as a
3.0.
Dude, it's a
Alright.
great product.
time to engage with
I
the
was like
outreach
actually
much earlier
no
than we
shit
normally
actually
do because
wondering
people
about
are
that
going
and
to
just
be
like
voting
didn't want to spend
this
my money on
week,
something
Chuck,
that was
and
gonna still cut
the
up my
approach
nuts
is a
anyway.
pretty
Look, I went to
different.
fucking
One
town. I tried to
difference
like
is the
cut my
Republicans,
shit, and
Trump
they were like,
won this
"Nope."
county in
Dude,
2016,
It
albeit
is
by a
not.
narrow margin,
Wait.
but
I don't know if I'm
Senator
like
Freeman tells me
freaked
they are
out that
trying
I'm
to
so comfortable
replicate
talking about this with
essentially
you all,
in
or
2020.
like
They're trying to hold on to that
I just
enthusiasm. In
like
2016, they had a lot of
I don't know.
first-time voters
Yeah, we're
I think
too
it's the
close.
Scotch,
We're too
dude.
close of a guild.
I think it's very common in today's day and age. So
Yeah, right?
We haven't gotten Axe Baby on one of the Zooms yet. We gotta get a Zoom going.
Oh, yes.
Dude, I
Drunk
already-
night Zoom.
I already like drank way too much tonight, so like basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna die with my world buffs and just be less mad.
Axe baby. One night
And
at
buy
like,
a Manscaped starter kit. Yikes.
y'all, it was one night. It was like 5 a.m. and I think we were all on Zoom, and then P Star starts
Jesus,
chugging something that
guys.
we thought was water. Nope, it was
It's not
vodka.
water.
Oh god.
Let me kill
Yeah,
him.
the
Stop
day you got
resisting.
it covered,
Fuck.
man.
Yeah, it was.
Let's go.
I'll be right back.
The only way to celebrate.
Him and he doesn't really.
Yo, La Croix Bois is here.
Just let Trump
Fuck
be
yeah,
Trump.
dude.
What I want to hear is manscaping on Zoom or manscaping on Zoom.
Let's go.
I mean,
continue.
if I'm new to it, can one of you guys like show me how to do this?
Absolutely.
You know, just like get that on Plex. What?
You can definitely pay me in gold because I mean I got.
That's an OnlyFans thing, yeah.
Chuck, that second voter you just heard from, that's
Okay, Vitamix.
and he is actually a Republican. He's voted Republican in every election of his life except in
I wonder how
2016,
he's doing.
when he went third
I
party.
don't.
We actually know
I don't
that
either.
Kent County
I think we know
Democrat
exactly
office, he was
how he's
picking up
doing.
a
Okay,
Biden
like there's no
Harris sign to
wondering.
put in his yard. And
They
Chuck,
even
I
have-
Living the dream, man.
no
They even had
secrets,
mitts,
no
like
great,
mints.
I wouldn't describe filming his wife and putting it on the internet the dream.
It's all about
That's his
perspective.
dream, bro.
That's his dream.
You know what? On second thought, don't watch my stream. It's fine.
What's his wife's name, man?
Sinful has all the data and all of her images.
I don't know. I asked him and he never answered me. He told me one time, but he changes his fucking Discord every
I'm
time.
pretty
Oh,
sure.
right.
I'm pretty sure Zen promoted her OnlyFans.
Yeah, we've done some deep research. We know.
It was for charity.
What?
Charity work.
Charity OnlyFans work. Wow.
Are we doing a
I remember
BBY?
when he get on, he's like, yeah, like, they for some reason banned my wife again. Like, I guess there was too much cleavage.
Isn't it like it's like Jessica something?
Sinful knows. Sinful. What's your
Yo, no real names. Fuck, guys.
Sinful, we need you.
Oh, God.
Rejection rate,
More than ever.
among white voters, and the fact that it's still holding is pretty disturbing.
Let's just keep it nice. Let's just talk about white voters.
This is kind of where they're beginning to count those mail-in ballots because, as you mentioned,
That was
today,
another
Weed
comment.
whacker. All right, this whole manscaping like website.
Oh, you heard that?
A lot of
That's
stuff.
Bumfuzzle from La Croix.
The double entendres, huh?
They take it serious.
Yeah, they do.
It's worth it. That starter pack that gives you like
Dude.
leather caves and all the other stuff. Totally worth it.
Me-
Wait,
you know
I'm
what?
trying to
Let me
find this
just
starter
load it
pack.
in.
Hold on.
Their next batch next Tuesday. But this is the issue at hand, Chuck. You mentioned the fact that state statistics show that
We go like
among
this.
those mail-in ballots, black
Just a little
voters
less.
are seeing their ballots rejected or returned for inconsistencies at 4 times the rate of white voters. And when we talk to the State Board of Elections, County Board of Elections, both in Monroe and Union County and here in Mecklenburg County, they all can't give an answer as to why that discrepancy exists, but they say that the inconsistencies they're seeing that's causing them to send those ballot faxes back are things like this. For example, this is a mail-in ballot. You might not have a voter signature, or you might not have the signature of a witness, which is required by law in North Carolina. We talked to one of those voters, a 70-year-old black man, who said that he didn't even know that his ballot had in fact been rejected until we called him. Take a listen to what he had to say.
If you hear clear comms come out of Biden.
So you decided you were going to vote.
Clear comms.
If I had to crawl, I would have gone.
The data showing that black voters are having their mail-in ballots rejected at 4 times the rate of white voters here in North Carolina. Why do you think that is?
Well, you know,
They died.
You think after all this time it took us to get the vote, you would think that we would still be able, but we still seem to be fighting to vote in 2020.
Guild chat Discord.
When we talk to nonpartisan election experts, they say the best explanation they can come up with right now for this discrepancy is perhaps the fact that a lot of African American voters in North Carolina are typically used to voting early and in person.
It's a dude's
many of
name.
them are voting for the first time via mail-in ballot, and they think that could be a mistake. But the reality of it is, State Board of Election officials, they are upset that there are these calls.
Oh!
That this racial discrepancy exists, but the reality of it is those numbers do exist. And that impact is real for the people that we have spoken to. John.
Well, it's important that in some ways the fact that we're finding it before Election Day. North Carolina does give folks a chance to fix their ballot. Isn't that correct, Morgan?
Whatever.
That is
I
correct.
never lost.
That's correct. So it's called a voter curing process. And New York is, North Carolina is one of the states that allows people to correct their ballots. But of course, they have to be notified by their county board that there was in fact a mistake, and they have to be able to correct it before the election. Chuck.
And it turns out sometimes we have to do the notifying, and it probably wasn't intended for us to be the notifiers. Anyway, Morgan Radford on the back for us in North Carolina.
100%.
Thank you, Morgan. And I'm sure that voter thanks you now, too.
Sudbrug.
our panel is back right after the break with what they'll be looking for when President Trump and Joe Biden face off. Just a few minutes. But first, here's the debate moment from 2004 when John Kerry took George W.
Are we starting? What's going on?
response to the war on.
All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
In answer to your question about Iraq and sending people into Iraq, he just said, the enemy attacked us.
I'm gonna need like
Saddam Hussein didn't attack us. Osama bin Laden attacked us.
Who's that?
Al Qaeda attacked us.
Is that John Kerry? Oh, we're summoning? Put it.
That had affairs with Bill. He bought them all front row seats, and they were sitting in Hillary.
Oh my god.
Weird mind game shit like that, where it's like all of the affair women are in the front row in front of Hillary.
Yeah, this one of the clickers is dead. Just give me a second.
I saw a thing last time he was debating, and it was just like a fucking ad, and it was like a picture of Monica Lewinsky, and it said "Don't blow it" with Hillary. Like,
yes,
fucking Jesus.
He's off the rock. The total package is 89.
So that was something that like I watched some video like forever ago, and I'm not like super political.
The moment to truly understand who we are and who we say we are is right here at our feet.
And he just like went and watched like
you gotta get a 4-year degree. A 4-year degree is super expensive.
We
have created a system.
All
right.
Fucking Donald Trump like hired some fucking hype ass band.
Yo,
like, it's just going
my man.
hard. It's like this dude like literally puts on a show.
Hey guys, the login behind the portal.
Yo, let's go.
Zen is summoning.
I'm summoning. Yeah, we're good.
Behind the portal though.
I'm
right.
Or B-card before because I don't know the state of the raid. Like, is it full or is it what? I don't know.
It
But there's only. Hold on, I'll get on.
Wait, what do you mean behind the portal?
I'm logged in, but I'm behind the portal. So when I log in, I need an invite so I can join the raid.
I
and
can
just
invite
walk
you.
in. Okay,
Do you
coming
need a
in. No.
I'm glad you made it on time.
Yeah, man, summer group's going great, man. We've gotten everybody. Everybody's logged in. We're fucking popping off, dude.
I just been off fire blast your ass, bro.
Are y'all ready to rock tonight?
Oh shit.
I think we just need to get fire.
Won't be able to catch her on the ground.
Do you have faith that this is going to bring about change soon?
And in death.
Here in Portland, more protests expected tonight.
Do you think that police in this country are under attack?
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Oh, that's an ad?
This business is
Oh, we're
dynamic
back.
and probably has never been
Shit, I know
more
her.
important.
Fuck, who's
With
that?
all
Yo,
we're
who's that?
facing, I am so proud to bring the perspective of a
Who's
black
that? Who's that?
woman,
Who's
a
that?
daughter
Who's that?
of immigrants, the wife
Could
and
you help
mother
me
of a
out? I
husband
don't
and
know
kids
any
who
politics.
sadly
Who's this
are
lady?
more
What's her name?
vulnerable to police violence because of their color.
Cowbells.
A proud nerd and a representative of the emerging America to cable TV news. I hope the great Gwen Ifill and my mom, Philomena
Yeah, it's a
Catalina,
pre-roll
will look
ad.
down
It's
from
okay. Don't
heaven
worry about it.
and be proud.
Yeah, you need better ad block. I'll hook you up.
You know what? He's been doing it for 47 years. I've been doing it for 3
Well, it's
years,
gone
so
now.
he should
Okay,
be
don't
able
worry
to
about it.
beat me,
Don't
I
worry
would
about it.
think.
Don't worry about it.
He's
You're good.
much more
You're good.
experienced.
Just leave it in the
Give him a
background.
big shot of
Just leave it.
something
Leave it. Listen to it. You know, just like real quick.
A lot of energy. He'll have energy. He'll be like
Got a lot of
Superman
energy.
for about 15 minutes.
All right, it's a little too loud. Come on, Donnie. There he is.
Cabo, are you online right now?
Sorry, what's that?
Can you be? Are you logged in? Storm, Steve, Cabo.
3 scheduled showdowns. That was the sound of how President Trump has been gearing up for tonight.
My Hearth's in Kargath, so if you need summons. Wait, my Mage's Hearth is in Kargath. That's not the same thing.
Fire and blood login.
Has a somewhat pathological tendency not to touch.
Yeah, fire and blood. If you log in, I'll get you.
So we
Let's
started
go.
at 5, right?
The comments are just foolish.
Usually I log in and buff as long as we got a full raid.
I'm sure you guys are ready to log. So.
Thank you to everyone for the summons and everything. It's quite smooth today.
To wrap things up, Michael, start with you. I think we got shorted
like
in the last segment there with you.
As a player, it's really neat.
Take it from the Joe Biden and the
Let's do it. Log in, make water, buff.
We're missing a lot of people from Disc. Get on Discord. We gotta get.
The people missing at Discord can't hear you.
Fucking dummy. Fucking get on Discord, you everybody that's on Discord.
Yeah, guys.
Hey guys, if you're not on Discord, get on Discord right now, please.
Yeah.
There's a multi-boxing 60 locks from Ascension? What the fuck? They all have the same Nemesis skull cap. Is this a hacker?
Probably. Did he fly there?
Well, he's on top of something. I'm tap targeting him. I want to send Pipnam against them. Pipnam is biz.
Yes, log in, get buff.
You're doing this? Alright, I'm gonna pump it up a little bit.
So the odds are probably against Donald Trump being able to use this to his own advantage.
You know, Casey Hunt,
Honestly, I couldn't care less.
developments that I'm most surprised about is that there is no new virus relief in the first presidential debate.
True.
It might not happen before election day, and I know this is your beat.
Everybody log in so we can buff all the groups, please.
About whether the federal government is going to help bail a lot of people out on this virus.
Oh, they're talking about stuff. They're not just doing ads anymore. Great. It's fantastic.
Cersei, can you give me assist and make Malala
I didn't realize I was that. 1 second.
With this virus, I mean, the numbers are just stunning, and people are really hurting, and it is pretty stunning that we have let this kind of fall.
Logs are on.
I mean, and that is ultimately Congress's responsibility. I mean, they have failed to keep it on the front burner. I do think
Yes, sir.
today seems
I need
to be
some
more
enchants.
advanced, or at least trending
Let's
in
go
a
on ASAP.
direction that is more positive, and I think that surprised a lot of us who, have been reporting on this all the way along. That both
Did you
sides
say
are
log in?
saying there's still a trillion
Yes,
Yeah,
log in.
log
We're
in.
buffing.
We're doing the last few buffs. Probably hard start in like 2-3 minutes.
Make sure logging and setup being die.
Feed me. Yes.
Don't pull this, please, until
I'm
we're ready.
certain. Yeah, we're not pulling until everyone has every buff.
Arcane pot. No.
Ah,
Dude,
shit.
put
I
your
was
other
supposed
thing
to...
up. I can't find your chat right now. Put your other thing up. I know those are.
Both candidates will get punished on if they're not
Put gloves threat up.
virus relief, economic.
Now make sure you give assist to the hunters and mark the tanks,
I
please.
think a lot of people actually are tuning in for some answers on this.
Absolutely. I think that COVID-19 is
You missing three dream dust for your chest enchant.
I got it right there.
I think we're gonna pull right here.
No.
We're not pulling for mine. We're waiting with every single buff.
You said 3 dream dust?
No, I just traded it.
One other issue I'm interested in hearing in particular is this section called race and violence in our system.
All right. So, I'll put the racially charged debate in the background.
About Michael Brown's killing in
Let's do it.
Missouri.
Oh yeah, we're starting hard.
It's just sneakers that's missing buff pull.
Let's do this.
They're no longer participating
Actually,
in First Amendment protests.
that's gonna work with
So the
this stat.
framing of that is going to be interesting in terms of whether or not the candidates have a plan to deal with that, and whether or not these two old, wealthy white men are able to speak to
You guys ready with the logs?
diverse,
We're all buffed.
beautiful nation
Logs are
about the future of race
So you
and
get 'em?
equity and diversity. That's one thing that I think Joe Biden might be able to excel at in this debate is that he projects empathy very well. And if the president doubles down on being
actually, don't do that. I'm not ready. Mooski, retrade with me. I need to give you all these fucking mats you gave.
To let that pass and then look directly in the eyes of the American people and say, hey, forget about all that. I see you. I see what's going on, and here's what's happening tonight. That might change the calculus for who we consider the winner of the debate. But with Donald Trump in the White House, I think the calculus for who wins and loses these days.
Oh, it's game time? All right, let's go.
It does seem to, and I do think it's a good point.
Bro,
certainly that empathy,
this fucking weed core is pog.
What Joe Biden has been selling to the American
Which one?
people. Michael Beschloss's word.
Which one? 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 What am I healing? Briar. Nice, dude. Yo, healing Briar. Very easy.
Tonight for our country.
That's Thunderclap.
Heal overtime on X.
Kill X.
Don't do skull.
Everybody on X.
Not come up with an
Knock away Squitter. We're gonna kill on Mark next.
People are suffering in this economy in a way that is different from any time ever before. And the other thing, if I might say, Casey, I don't know whose idea it was to put the words race and violence in the cities in the same sentence as an issue to be discussed tonight, but I think that never should have been allowed because those are two subjects that should not be linked, and it's almost making an editorial comment in itself.
Because they have trade for 4 stats.
That's a fair point, and certainly there was some criticism of that. I mean, the reality here is that race has been something that we as a nation have been grappling with in such,
There's white people talking about race. Fucking love it.
So I do think that it's a very good point. I mean, so much on the line
We
here.
need to. No comment. Fuck.
Through the Atlantic story today about what could be on the line here tonight in terms of how this election ultimately ends. Joshua Johnson, Michael Beschloss, thank you both so much. Thanks so much for being with us this hour on NBC News coverage.
Do not kill Moon.
2020 presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden continues right now.
Square is Arcane Reflect.
Do skull.
Square.
Square and skull.
Square.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first 2020 presidential debate. Donald Trump and Joe Biden face-to-face with Election Day. Just 35
Melee, do not kill yourself on Moon when we get there. Skull.
Mooski, line of fight.
Kill X.
Don't kill yourself, guys.
Chris Wallace. And the stakes, well, they're high. The presidency and the future direction of the country.
Remember, if you need to stop DPS, stop
There's
DPS.
a lot of ground to cover, Savannah, over the next 90 minutes. The candidates' records, including President Trump's tax returns, the Supreme Court vacancy, the pandemic, the economy,
that guy looks in a prime
racism
spot
and
to be
civil
pulled
unrest, and the integrity of the election itself.
We may need a little longer than an hour and a half, but the debate commission has set
Drinking?
the rules, has determined, by the way, that the moderator is not responsible
And
for
in between
fact-checking the
pools if you
candidates
can.
tonight. But our team is standing by to do just that and to offer expert insight.
You can
and
also charge
analysis
this
into
boss if you
live
want.
fact-checking
Let's go
during
around.
the debate. You can go to NBCnews.com.
I just got an unrelated WhatsApp. Get your white Russians ready.
Okay, full 20. Get your mana core. Totem.
Things about you have two very different candidates and two very
Oh yeah,
different
dude.
kinds of debate prep that has been happening.
Hey, what's
So
going
it's
on?
close to President
We're
Trump,
just gonna
for
charge in
example,
from the
said
front.
he's really been doing
We're gonna zug this?
more
Alright.
with his top
Yeah.
advisors. On the Biden side,
Remember,
people
tongues
planning say the
is
focus
important.
this week has gotten more intense as he has done issue by issue.
Warriors, don't kill
practice
yourself.
Sessions, essentially. When you talk about topics, watch for President Trump to try to turn this race into less of a referendum and more of a choice. He will likely go on attack, probably, according to aides who have been previewing this, by getting personal with Joe Biden, potentially going after his son, Hunter Biden. On the other side, Joe Biden will focus on the pandemic. He wants to keep the focus on that, and you won't see a lot of live fact-checking from him unless
Richard
something
Cheese,
is
I'm Steve.
particularly egregious.
And kill him.
Don't kill him.
You're fucking kidding me.
All right, also with us is NBC
They killed him.
political director and
They killed Dick Cheese, dude.
Big focus, Arcane Explosion, please. Every rogue warrior,
It's an
keep rage
unusual
energy.
situation when the front runner is the challenger and the person that has to upend the race is actually the incumbent, and that's Donald Trump here. I'm curious to see, does President Trump, he's been telegraphing that he's going to get personal and basically do whatever it takes to shake up Joe Biden, but does he actually tell voters what he wants to do for a second term?
Rogue
It's
warriors,
something he
keep energy.
hasn't done. For Joe Biden, is obvious. Is he able to parry away by Trump's attacks without chasing them down rabbit holes.
All right, let's start going.
Rise them up. This race has been remarkably stable, but
Cole, stuck in combat.
the opportunity to upend things, Andrea.
You guys can get him. We're gonna have the reses ready when you can get them upstairs.
Than any incumbent since George Herbert Walker Bush in '92 against Bill Clinton, but that was a three-way race with Ross Perot. Still, he's got a lot to prove.
Who's Ross Perot?
I would not bet on any conventional wisdom tonight. He is a performer, and of course, we have to see how he performs tonight.
Oh, they already pulled.
Right,
So.
Andrea, thanks. And with
Yep, CCIs are in.
Everybody on the brainwasher.
Hey, I'm just going by what I'm being told. So.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
You're fine. You're fine.
If you can say it on Discord when you do it, it's just that so we weren't sure what was going on since we're not there with you.
Oh, I got knocked into Africa.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good evening from the Health Education Campus of Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Clinic.
We're not skipping any bosses tonight, by the way.
Yo, cool.
And we're gonna stack the trio. We're gonna kill Yaj, then Kree, then Vem.
Vice President Joe Biden. This debate is sponsored by the Commission.
Make sure you're taking.
Wait. I'm gonna make a funny in LFG. I'm gonna say that the GM of Tilted is the moderator. No, it's not worth it. All right.
First question, then open discussion for the rest of each segment.
Maybe we could just get the brainwasher.
Yeah. Just come down the hill.
Everyone has to come down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I can assure you, none of the questions has been shared with the Commission
Back.
or the two candidates. This debate is
Don't kill P-Star. Do not kill P-Star.
We got warriors coming up in the back.
Which is serving as the health security advisor to the Commission for all four.
Everyone should be downstairs. Your totem should be downstairs. Don't be the guy that's pulling.
All right, they're coming.
Let's go.
You're on Teleron.
LOS.
All right. Be ready to use AOE taunts and lips and all that shit, please.
No noise except right now.
Do not AOE taunt without a lip.
Republican nominee, President Trump, and the Democratic nominee, Vice President Biden.
I whipped. AOE taunted. Heal some axe, baby.
Jump. Jump, guys.
Gentlemen, a lot of people have been waiting for this night, so let's get going. Our first subject is the Supreme Court. President Trump, you nominated Amy Coney Barrett over the weekend to succeed the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the court. You say the Constitution is clear about your obligation and the Senate's to consider a nominee to the court.
Do not kill Mooski.
P-Star.
Do not kill P-Star.
To jam through an appointment and what you call an abuse of power. My first question to both of you tonight: why are you right in the argument you make, and your opponent wrong? And where do you think a Justice Barrett would take the court? President Trump, in this first segment, you go first. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chris. I will tell you very simply, we won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee, respected by all, top academic, good in every way, In fact, some of her biggest endorsers are very liberal people from Notre Dame and other places. So I think she's going to be fantastic. We have plenty of time. Even if we did it after the election itself, I have a lot of time after the election.
Stop! Do not AOE! Do not AOE!
She will be outstanding. She's going
Stop!
to be
Jesus Christ!
as good as anybody.
Like that flash shield boy?
We really feel that. We have a professor at Notre Dame, highly respected by all, said she's the single greatest student he's ever had.
Sorry, I moved them away so people wouldn't AOE me.
Great school. And we won the election, and therefore we have the right.
Warhammer.
Oh shit, that's actually good.
They wouldn't even think about not doing it. If they had the only difference.
That's a priest bis.
There's no way they would give it up.
Is angry assignments up, Teleron?
But the problem is they didn't have the election. So
Okay, so P-Star Skull, Mooski, X.
Should people put their PvP trinket on for the fears and shit?
Yes.
And we have the right to do it.
PvP trinket.
Oh god.
President Trump, thank you.
And Blackbriar, you're square.
Vice President Biden,
Okay.
you have 2 minutes.
I was healing with the
Mooski,
gadget
make
sand
sure
portal.
that you're
Thank you
Yeah.
chunky,
doing
please.
this. Looking forward to this, Mr. President. The American people
Good guys, get ready.
have
Go.
a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee
It
is.
actually
and that
is.
say
Yeah, let's just
occurs
call for it.
when they vote for a
Let them
Democrat
establish
senators
threat. Let them
and
establish
when they
threat.
vote
Tremor
for the
totems.
President of the United
I'm
States.
establishing threat right now.
They're not going to get that chance now because we're in the middle of an election already.
Fear.
The election is already
2
started.
seconds.
Tens of thousands of people have already voted. And so the thing that should happen
This interrupts
is we should
Anyage.
wait. We should wait and see what the outcome of this election is. Because that's the only way the American people get to express their view is by who they elect as president and who they elect as vice president. Now, what's at stake here is the president's made it clear he
Turn
wants to get
Cree.
rid of the Affordable Care Act. He's been running on that. He ran on that, and he
Babies,
has been
get the little
governing on
babies.
that. He's in the Supreme Court right now trying to get rid of
Make sure we focus Cree.
the Affordable Care Act, which will strip 20 million people from having insurance, health insurance.
scared
now
one a healer.
if they
Get away, get away, get away.
And
Don't kill
the
yourself.
justice- and I have nothing. I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person, but she's written before she went on the bench, which is her right, that she thinks that the Affordable Care Act is not constitutional. The other thing that's on the court, and if it's struck down, what happens? Women's rights are fundamentally changed.
Alright, we know for next week, first 10 seconds of this fight are real healing intensive, so next week, healers, I guess we're gonna be popping trinkets and shit.
Gets.
Yeah,
And
you should be
that
using your
ended
3-minute
when we, in
cooldowns
fact, passed the
constantly
Affordable
too.
Care Act. And there's 100
Imagine not having Will of the Forsaken.
and they'll be
Yo, the mantle.
those pre-existing conditions.
Hey.
The insurance companies are going to love this. And so
Ternary mantle, you guys.
do this-
Wait, are you thinking about pre-existing conditions in the healthcare plan? I don't know.
What's good?
Think about the ternary mantle. 44 healing. That's healthcare you can get behind.
We should wait until February.
There aren't 100 million people with pre-existing conditions. As far
There
as the
aren't.
say is concerned,
So
the
we're
people
waiting
who
for the
already
Pad
have
of
say,
Warriors, correct?
they-
No, we killed.
Just
We
as
got
Bloomberg
him.
said very powerfully,
Like
very
there's
simply,
there's one to the
at some
right, but
point,
we should be
10
okay.
years ago or so,
Okay.
she said
Keep it
a
up.
president can
Everybody,
serve
all the
is
melee in
elected
this
for
corner.
a period of
All the
time.
melee in this
President's
corner.
elected for 4
Casters
years.
on the other
We're not
side,
elected for
please.
3 years. I'm not elected for 3
Mark
years.
Yeager.
So we have the Senate, we have
What?
a president.
Can we just mark you for the stack?
During that
I
period
think they
of
know.
time, we
I think they
have
know.
An opening. I'm not elected for 3 years. I'm elected for 4 years. And
True.
100 million people, Joe. The 100 million people is
Dynamite
totally
shit.
wrong. I don't know where you got that number. The bigger problem that you have is
Yo,
that
he
you
called them
want
out.
to extinguish
Are they gonna
100
take out their
million
dentures and
people
fight?
with their private healthcare.
Damn
That's
it,
very
no
clear.
comments!
Not true. Well, you
Sorry.
Warriors
I'm sorry.
incoming. Warriors incoming.
We're now into.
Okay, we didn't
we're
pull
now
them.
into open
Okay,
Yeah, we
discussion.
did.
Open discussion. Yes, I agree. Go ahead, Vice President.
Number one, he knows that what I proposed. What I proposed is that
Pop
we
major heal
expand
potion, guys,
Obamacare,
if you got him.
and we increase it. We do not wipe
Warriors, get
and
ready to pick
one of the
these
big
up.
debates
AoE.
23
I think Blackbriar was like at 1 HP.
Put shield.
saying that Biden wanted to allow people to have private insurance still. They can. They do. They will under my proposal.
It's not what you've said,
But
and it's not what
that
the party has said.
That is simply
Your party
a lie.
doesn't say it. Your party wants to go.
Alright, the worst part of the
The party.
We're
Big
gonna pull these
party.
Other, ones, other packs over here as well.
You, Joe, you know that.
I am the Democratic Party right
Idol
now.
of death.
The platform of the Democratic
Again,
Party
casters,
is what I, in
Stay on the
fact,
other side. Melee, get in the
approved
corner.
of, what I approved of. Now here's the deal. The deal is that it's going to wipe out
Cersei,
pre-existing disease. And by the way,
You can
the 20,
give
the
it to me.
200
I'm an
million-
armor
the
smith.
200,000 people that have died on his watch. How many of those have survived? Well, there's 7 million people that contracted COVID.
Million.
What does it mean for them going forward if you strike down the Affordable Care Act? And
Joe, you've had 308,000 military people.
Can
die.
we
Just
get-
like the dogs.
Provide them proper
Can we
healthcare
get the
in
next
military,
hunter
so don't
ready
tell me
for
about
the,
it.
the
And if
far
you were
pack with his
here,
pet?
It wouldn't be 200, it would be 2 million people because
Million.
you were very late on the draw. You didn't want me to ban
Million.
China, which was heavily infected. You didn't want me to ban
All right, gentlemen,
which was heavily
Mr.
infected.
President,
You would have been
Mr.
much
President,
later, Joe.
Mr.
Much
President,
later.
Mr.
You're
President.
talking about 2 million people.
You're not President
Million.
as a moderator. We are going to talk
If you're a
about COVID in
caster
the
and you
next
get threat on
segment,
those, you gotta
but
bring
go
them
ahead.
to us.
We can pull now.
Told you the moderator's the GM of Tilted.
Or Lip, yeah, just
Pull
Lip.
with Dog, Arvin.
That's on
Use
the
Dog
ballot
to
as
pull.
well, and the court.
He is.
Already
He
on
is.
it. Okay,
And
okay,
so
Cole
that's
is already
also
on
at
it.
stake
In the
right
corner.
Yeah,
And
let's
so
go.
the election is all
Let's go.
It's on the ballot. Why is it in the ballot?
Because
Really, we could do a little bit better backing up of the wall.
it's on the ballot
Yeah.
in the court.
Be in the
so.
go forward.
Well, there's nothing happening there.
Donald, would
And
you
you
just
don't
be quiet
know
for a minute?
her view on
Did we get like
Roe
2
v.
packs?
Wade.
I
You
don't
know her
know.
view.
Well, all
Yeah,
right.
it looks like two.
All right,
It's
let's
okay,
talk
it'll be fine.
We got a lot
Big
to
yield.
gentlemen. We got a lot
Back,
of time.
back.
So
Yeah, keep on backing up, guys.
on healthcare, and then we'll come back to Roe v. Wade. All right, Mr. President.
Just be ready to lip and all that fun jazz.
A case a week after the election in which the Trump administration, along with 18 state attorneys general, are seeking to
I don't
overturn
know how we got that other pack.
Obamacare, to end Obamacare. You have spent the last
Because they want to
The way they
give
pat
good
sometimes they go close to the other side, so they'll patch them.
Over the last 4 years, you have promised to repeal and replace Obamacare, but you have never in the
Obama.
last 4 years come up with a plan.
Use your major healing potion, guys.
To replace Obamacare.
Of course I have.
Well,
Yeah, I should have told you earlier to
Well,
thank
that-
that Cole.
Excuse me,
That's my
but
bad.
got
I
rid
saw
of the
them both
individual
coming.
mandate, which was a
That is
big
not a
chunk of
comprehensive
That
plan.
is absolutely a big thing. That was the
I-
worst
I
part of
didn't ask,
Obamacare.
sir.
Chris,
You're
that was the
debating him,
worst
not
part of
me.
Obamacare.
Let me ask my
Well,
question.
I'll ask Joe. The
no,
individual mandate was the most unpopular
Vice Pre-
aspect of
Mr.
Obamacare. I
President,
got rid of it.
I'd like
And
to
we will
Mr.
protect people
President,
with
I'm the
pre-existing
moderator of this
conditions.
debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you
I don't
can
have
answer.
Vanish up for Sartura now because of that polar thing. Another rogue wants to be on Sartura. Stun lock.
Obamacare, and just this last Thursday, you signed a largely symbolic.
They're gonna have to talk faster, man. We're almost at Sartura.
Conditions 5 days before this debate. So my question,
food
sir, is
and all that other
what
stuff.
is the Trump healthcare plan?
Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Let me just tell you something, that there's nothing symbolic. I'm cutting drug prices. I'm going with favored nations, which no president has the courage to do because you're going against Big Pharma. Drug prices will be coming down 80 or 90%. You could have done it during your 47-year period in government, but you didn't do it. Nobody's done it. So we're cutting health care. All of the things that we've done, insulin. I give you an example, insulin. It was destroying families, destroying people because I'm getting it for so cheap. It's like water. You want to know the truth.
Should have
So
stopped
cheap.
off whenever
Take
you
a
get
look at
the
all of
chance
the drugs
on the
that
dead.
what we're doing. Prescription
If you
drugs.
start-
Get a baby fork,
We're gonna
please.
allow
Yes,
our
sir.
governors now
I'm gonna
to
try
go to
to
other countries
distract
to
him.
buy drugs because they pay just a tiny
As I
fraction.
say,
of
this
what
is
we do.
open discussion.
I think that's much as
Let me-
maybe
you'll be
distract
happy,
him.
sir. You'll be
Oh, no,
happy
someone pulled.
about to
Never mind.
pick up
Remember,
on
no
one of your
charges, no
points
charges, no
to
charges.
ask the vice president, which is he points out that you would like to add
Well,
a
Sapper AOE.
option to Obamacare, and the argument that he makes and other Republicans make is that that is going to end
Okay,
private
well,
insurance.
someone wasn't paying attention on their ad because they couldn't shout my ad. So
It will
Not what your
end.
party says, by the way.
It will end private
My
insurance
taunt-
and create a government takeover of health care.
It does not. It's only for those people who are so poor they qualify
Get it
for
out, get it out.
Medicaid. They can get that free in most states, except governors who want to deny people who are poor Medicaid. Anyone who qualifies for Medicare would
Sunner.
Medicaid would automatically be enrolled in the public option. The vast majority of the American people would still not be in that option. Number one.
Joe, you
Number
agreed
two.
with Bernie Sanders, who's far
did.
left, on the manifesto,
Well,
we
you-
call it.
well,
And that
manifesto-
gives you
I can get you
socialized
challenged.
medicine.
Look, hey,
Are you
I'm
saying
not
you
going
didn't
to
agree?
listen to him. The fact of the matter is, I beat Bernie Sanders.
Bye, bye, guys.
How much?
I beat him a whole hell of a lot. I'm here
much.
standing facing you, old buddy.
Pocahontas would have
Go
left
for the
2
kill.
days early. You would have lost every
All he
primary
knows how to
on
do
Super
is
Tuesday. You got
look.
very lucky.
Here's the deal. I got very lucky. I'm going to get very lucky tonight as well. And tonight I'm going to make
what?
sure because here's the deal. Here's the deal. The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody
gloves of
knows he's a
enforcement.
liar.
Dog.
I just want to make sure.
Joe, you're the liar.
I
Good
want to make sure.
fucking road gloves.
First in your class.
I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
No, he doesn't know how to do that.
He has, you know, the wrong guy, the wrong night, the wrong time.
Res the Dead, group up. When we get to the other side of the gauntlet, we're going straight at Fankris. We're not stopping.
Please let him speak, Mr. Number 2.
You just lost the left.
Number 2.
Yep.
You just lost the left.
So healers don't waste all your mana, mages don't waste all your mana.
So no spot buffs.
Correct.
We're gonna wait here a bit for you guys to get all your mana now, so you have enough for Fankris.
Any help for people needing health care because he in fact already has cost 10 million people their health care that they had from their employers because of his recession. Number 1. Number 2, there are 20 million people getting health care through Obamacare now that he wants to take it away. He won't ever look you in the eye and say that's what he wants to do. Take it away.
No, I want to give him better health care at a much lower price because
by the way, he doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to do that.
Shamans and druids are half mana right now.
Don't sapper through this tunnel. You
Yes, save your sapper.
It's just the 3 priests, so we can throw an innervate on Cyrok, and I believe we're fine.
Obamacare is no good. We made it better, and I had a choice to make
Imagine having the left.
took away the individual mandate. We guarantee pre-existing conditions, but took away the individual mandate. Listen, this is the way it
Don't
is.
forget to do
And that
damage.
destroyed- they shouldn't even call it Obamacare.
Yeah, you still
Do
need
like a
to-
little
Do I
damage.
let my people run it really well or badly? If I run it badly, they'll probably blame him, but they'll blame me. But more importantly, I want to help
I'll innovate
people,
Cyrock.
okay?
I got
said
your
you gotta
back,
run it so
baby.
well. And I just
I'm
had
good,
a
you can
meeting
save
with
it
them.
for
I
us.
said the
I was
problem
get
is
killed,
no
so it didn't
how
matter.
well
Save the
you
innovate
do
for Viscidus.
Obamacare, it's a disaster. It's
We're-
too expensive.
we're far back here.
Premiums are too high, and it doesn't work. So we
There's a
do
lot of
wanna get
people
rid of
behind.
it.
So.
Chris, we want to get rid of it.
I understand it, sir, but I have to.
Don't drop totems! Come
Yeah,
on.
pick up your totem.
Vice President Trump. He has no plan for health care. He sends, he sends out wishful thinking.
Remember, don't
He
burn your
has
mana too
executive
much.
orders that have no power. He hasn't lowered drug costs for anybody. He's been promising a health care plan since he got elected. He has none, like almost everything else he talks about.
Idle life.
He does not have a plan. He doesn't have a plan.
Useless.
The fact is, this man doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right, I have one final question for you,
Sure.
Mr. Vice President.
Our pace is
If
good,
Senate
but we gotta
Republicans-
keep it.
We were talking originally about the Supreme Court.
And then we're gonna go
If
straight
Senate
to
Republicans go
Viscidus
ahead
after this as
and
well.
confirm
After
Justice
Fankris.
Barrett,
So do not use your sappers on
ending the
Fankris.
filibuster,
Okay,
you
go
should
sappers.
contact the court, adding to the 9 justices there. You
We should
call
probably
this a
pop
distraction by the
GMPPs like
president,
halfway
but in
through,
fact,
right?
It wasn't brought up by the
Yeah.
president.
Yes.
It was brought up by some of your Democratic colleagues in
Smart
the Congress. So my question to you is, you have refused in the past to talk
Alright,
about
guys.
this.
Alright, we got
Are
one
you
more
going to
soldier.
tell the
We got
American
one more
people
soldier.
tonight whether or not
And
you
it's
will
getting taken back here.
support ending the
Keep
filibuster?
walking, keep walking, keep walking.
The
trying.
position I take on that, that'll become the issue. The issue is the
It's
American
bull.
people
Go,
speak.
go.
You should go out and vote. You're in.
Imagine having aggro.
Vote and let your senators know how strongly you
Stack.
feel.
Stack on his ass.
Make sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why would
because,
you answer that
because
question?
the question
You
is,
want to
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is,
Justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
will you
Who
shut
is
up,
on,
man?
listen, who is on your list?
Tight
Joe?
stack.
This
Who's
is
on your
so,
list?
Gentlemen, I think
this
we've
is so
ended this.
He's going to pack the court.
We have,
I'm
no,
not
no.
going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
that was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
Pop GMPP if you haven't already.
Yapping, man.
The people understand, Joe.
They should.
47 years you've done nothing. They understand.
The second subject is COVID-19.
This is fantastic.
Serious subject. So
Yeah, go to twitch.tv/Zenclix. Follow my stream. Also,
7 million
Live.
cases of
Nobody important
coronavirus
died.
in the United States, and more than 200,000 people have died. Even after we produce
Alright,
a
start
vaccine,
getting your
Frost
gear
oil,
on.
frost
Frost
oil.
oil up.
months or even years before
I'm
we
still
come back
moving
to
the groups.
anything approaching normal. My question for both of you is, based on
Equip
what
your
you
Heart
have
of
said
Noxian.
and done so far,
Equip your
and
Bear
what
Off
you have
collar.
said you would do starting in 2021,
I'm gonna make my own group
why
chronic
should
in
the
group 1,
American
okay?
people trust
you just lost the
more
left.
than your opponent to deal with this public health crisis going forward? In this case, the question goes to you first, sir. 2 minutes uninterrupted.
So are we doing like last week? It's Iserman.
200,000
It's
dead.
As you said,
Which one of the rogue you want, Iserman or Richard?
Yeah, I'm good. I got it. You can take both of us.
I can't. It doesn't matter. Then that's fine.
Thanks, Critic.
40,000 people.
I'm ready to rock. I'm ready.
Are contracting COVID.
Just put Yaser in.
In addition
I'll
to
just
that,
stay back.
about between 750 and
Breaker
1,000
was
people
set.
they are dying. When he was presented with
Okay,
that
everyone's
number, he
got
said,
their
"It
stuff.
is
The
what it
melee know
is."
to follow
Well,
Jaeger.
it is what it is because you are who you are. That's
Stay
what
by
it
your
is.
shaman.
The president has no plan. He hasn't laid out anything. He knew all the way
Okay,
back in
a good
February how
20.
serious this crisis was.
Last
He
minute
knew it
oils.
was a deadly disease. What did he do?
Last minute consumes.
He's on tape.
Remember,
He's
this is a
acknowledging
hard boss.
He said he didn't tell us or give people a warning of it because he didn't want to panic the American people. You don't panic. He panicked. In addition to that, what did he do? He went in and we were insisting that the Chinese, the people we had on the ground in China should be able to go to Wuhan and determine for themselves how dangerous this was. He did not even ask Xi to do that. He told us what a great job Xi was doing. He said we owe him a debt of gratitude for being so transparent with us. And what did he do then? He then did nothing. He waited and waited and waited. He still doesn't have a plan. I laid out back in March exactly what we should be doing. And I laid
140
out
roll
in July what we
Yep,
should be
going
doing.
with D
We
stance.
should be
Let's go.
providing all the
Yeah, everyone come in.
protective gear possible. We should be providing the money the House has passed in order to be able to go out and get people the help they need to keep their businesses open.
Cast a
Open
barrel.
schools that cost a lot of money. You should get out of your bunker and get
Don't
out of
go
the
in the
sand trap
polo.
and get in your golf course and go in the Oval Office and bring together the Democrats and Republicans and fund what needs
Spread
to be
out.
done now to save lives.
Healers in the
Put on your
middle.
weapons.
Would have listened to
You have 2 minutes, sir.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left
Get ready.
wide open.
Get ready.
Millions of people would have
Now.
died, not 200,000, and one person is too much. It's China's
Stay
fault.
in,
It should have
stay
never
in,
happened.
stay
They
in.
stopped it from going in, but it was China's
On Pete.
fault.
It's on
By the way,
Pete.
Frost
you talk
weapons,
about
frost
how
weapons.
many people died in China. You don't know how
That
many
was
people died in
amazing,
Russia.
guys.
You don't know
That
how
was
many
the
people
best
died
one
in
yet.
India. They don't exactly give
Big
you
Frost.
count, just so you understand.
Toxic.
Moving.
Move.
You look at what we've done. I closed it, and you said he's xenophobic. He's a racist, and he's xenophobic because you didn't think I should have closed our country. Wait a minute.
It's his 2 minutes.
You didn't think we should have closed our
Almost.
country because you thought it was terrible. You wouldn't have closed it for
You're
another
rogue.
2 months.
Melee
I'm not
barrel.
doing it early. In fact, Dr. Fauci said President Trump saved thousands
Amazing.
of lives.
That was
Many of
fucking
the Democratic
awesome.
governors said,
Don't step in the
President
poison.
Trump did a phenomenal
Kill
job.
people.
We
Keep
worked
healing.
with the
Keep
governors.
healing.
Go take a
Keep
look.
healing.
The governors said
Let's
I
start
did a
rolling.
phenomenal job. Most of them said that. In fact, people that would not be necessarily
Next
on
is
my
the
side
infamous
said that.
Scorpions. I'd
President
like if
Trump
we
did a
can pull them with the
phenomenal
other
job.
pets.
We did.
Yeah,
We got the
please.
gowns, we got the
Like
masks.
if he started just like face tank him.
I mean, you could run in there, get him. I think you can handle it.
Guys,
Yeah.
we
Where's the fucking
destroyed
trinket?
this. I just want to say that was fucking huge.
When they get sick,
job, guys.
far fewer people are dying.
Poggers.
You destroyed it with facts.
Facts.
No matter what you
Because
say
we're
to them,
just
they give you
40
bad press on it.
people
It's
with
just fake
massive
news.
cocks.
They give you good press,
Massive
they give you bad
cocks.
press.
I got the
Because
instant
that's
That's
what
right.
they-
37-inch
Let me just tell you
cocks.
something. I don't care. I've gotten used to it. But I'll tell you, Joe, you could never have done the job that we did.
Hell yeah.
You could have never done
All
that
right,
job.
wait for everybody to get
I
here.
know how to do
Alright,
the
definitely.
job.
15
I know how to
for
get the
the
job. Well, you
pet
didn't do very
friends.
well in swine flu. H1N1,
Oh,
you
Zed,
were
you
a
have it on
disaster.
stream.
Your own chief of staff said you were a disaster. 14,000 people died, not 200,000. There was no economic recession.
Don't pull for.
Well, don't. Yeah.
Okay, this looks good. Now,
All right, now.
There's no
There's
we
still
didn't
the
shut down
loot
economy.
on Fancrest.
This is his
Let's
economy.
go.
Yeah,
He
Totem
shut
of Life.
down.
It's on him.
The
Read
reason
that.
it's shut down is because, look, you folks at home, how many of you got up this morning and had an empty chair at the kitchen table because someone died of COVID? How many of you were in a situation where you lost
Might
your
wanna refix
mom or
groups.
dad and you
Yeah, I'm
couldn't
doing it
speak
right
to
now.
them, you had a nurse holding the phone up so you could, in fact, say goodbye? You would have lost far more.
True.
Not even our time. By the way, your own, his own CDC
Yeah.
director says
We're
we could
39
lose as many
people
as another
with massive cocks.
200,000
Yeah,
people
and make that
a
white.
year.
Careful, I'm not
If we
going
just-
first.
if we just
The
wear
chicken?
masks,
Alright.
we can
Oh,
save
Torn.
those numbers. Just-
Fucking.
By the way, in terms of
Rip.
the whole notion of a vaccine,
Hey,
we're for a vaccine.
he did
but
his
we
job.
don't trust him at all.
Sorry,
We know
Miski.
you. I know you don't.
Malkridge.
Was he in cat form at least?
He was just waving his massive cock around in front of them. They couldn't resist.
questions
spoken a
about
lot
the
about
future because you
penis
both have
tonight.
touched
You
on
hey,
the
got it on the
two
mind, I
questions
suppose.
I'm gonna
Yes,
ask. Focusing on the
liquor
future
in
for
'em.
President Trump,
the
you
door.
have repeatedly
Okay,
predicted or been at odds with some of your
last
government's own
Scorpions,
top
let's send
scientists. The
a
week
pet
before last,
this time.
the head of the Centers for Disease Control, Dr. Redfield, said it would be
yeah.
before
Some would
the
say yes.
vaccine would become generally
In the bedroom.
available to
Stay back
the
here.
public.
I'll
He
pull
said
them
that
off.
he was confused and mistaken. Those were your two words. But Dr. Sloan,
Who all do we have with World Boss right now, everybody?
Me.
Sweet.
Melee, basically.
We're gonna do hoo-hoo without taking HRS gear on.
We lost approximately 6 to 8 world buffs.
Telling them with no protection, huh?
Hey, Axe Baby, good news.
Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and others.
This just
They
in,
can go
Axe
faster
Baby
than
won't
that
lose
by
to
a
Torn
lot.
Mallow this week.
Become very political because
Could somebody tweet this at
Alright,
MLG and make sure he
stay-
knows about this?
Hey guys,
Stay back here,
yeah,
please.
stay back. Let Colden do the job. We're not talking. We're not doing
We
anything.
need to give him space in case he needs to feign death.
I had him in my office 2 days ago.
he talked about the summer,
Wait.
sir, before it's generally available. Just
He
like
said it's a possibility that we'll
Clear
get
comms?
the answer before
Drink.
November 1st. It could
Biden just said clear comm.
generally available.
Well, we're going to deliver it right away. We have the military all set up logistically. They're all set up. We have our
They'll come to
military
you,
that
Cole.
delivers soldiers, and they can do 200,000 a day. They're going to be.
This is the same man.
It's
I blame
going
Honor
to-
for not pulling.
By Easter, this will be gone away. By the warm weather,
my
it's
sunflower.
miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the same.
Maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm. That'll take care of it. What a penis. What?
Save the man.
Singer, get on the thing.
Maybe having the vaccine done.
I can't really hear you. Are you watching my stream too?
Distribution of that vaccine will not occur until sometime beginning or the middle of next year to get it out. If
Get
we
it
the
back there,
vaccine, and pray
friends,
God we
hunters.
will. Pray God we
Oh,
will.
no.
Vice President, I want to pick up
You'll have
on
the
that.
vaccine
I
sooner
want to
than
pick
that.
up on this question though. You say the public can trust the scientists, but they can't trust President
even
Trump.
hit
In
anything.
fact, you said that again
Back
tonight.
up, guys, back
Your
up.
running
Come on.
mate, Senator Harris,
Stay
goes
back over
further,
here.
saying the public health experts, quote, will be muzzled, will be suppressed. Given the fact that polls already
cool.
show
Whoa.
that people are concerned about the vaccine and are reluctant to take it, are you and your running mate, Senator
You
Harris,
can't go back there?
contributing to that fear?
No more than the question you just asked him. You pointed out. He puts pressure and disagrees with his own scientists.
But you're saying
Everybody
you can't.
knows.
Senator
And-
Harris is
Actually,
saying
I
you
wouldn't
can't
even
trust the
fight if I were you
Well,
guys.
no, you can't
We're
trust the
melting through them.
scientists. She didn't say that. You
God.
can't
She
trust them.
said will be
Yes.
suppressed.
Well,
I got
that's what he's
the
gonna try to do,
spinning
but
guy.
There's millions of scientists. There's thousands of scientists out there, like here at this great hospital.
I
that
may need
don't
backup.
Work for him. Their job doesn't depend on him.
Here's
That's
here.
not. They're the people. And by
I
the way,
spoke to the
and
scientists that are in charge.
By the way,
They will
Jaeger's
have the
helping.
vaccine very soon.
Let him finish.
do you believe for a moment?
Yeah, we're good for
Don't.
next week.
Careful
he's
not to get
telling
launched,
you,
guys.
In light of all the lies he's told
Hold it
you
up.
about the whole issue
God, Lasher.
relating to COVID, he still hasn't even acknowledged that he knew this was happening, knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February. And
Think
he
the bugs
didn't
all together,
even
guys.
Tell you. He's on record as saying it. He
Yeah, true.
panicked
True.
the stock market. One of the
pretty
two,
true.
Because guess what? A lot of
Yeah,
people
but we made
died.
gains. Come on,
A
dude.
lot more are
We're
gonna
good
die
for the
unless
next
he
one?
gets a lot smarter, a lot
Yeah, but the
smarter.
right people died. Say it.
Use the word smart.
Just
I
say
almost
it.
taunted, then I realized
So
it was
you said
Bueller.
you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name
I
of
got
your
Lasher.
college. You didn't go to Delaware
waste of a
State.
taunt
You
there.
graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't
that an
ever
offer?
use
I'll
the
take
word
it.
smart with
Calling
me.
him out.
Don't
He's not
use
very
that
smart.
word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years you've done nothing.
Let's have this
Kill the
together.
singer.
You would have had, let me just
Lasher,
tell you something,
loose.
Joe.
No,
If you would have had the charge of what I was
There
able
it
to,
is.
I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built
I
again.
think we can
Is
start.
he doing it? Am I doing it right?
It's going
I
up
believe
fast.
one last pack.
When it comes to how
Yep,
the
GMPP.
virus has been
Well,
handled, so
Let's
far,
go.
Wait after the
No,
last one.
no,
you
wait,
have taken
wait,
very
yeah.
different approaches,
Oof.
and this is going to affect how the virus
just don't get
is
poisoned.
handled going forward by whichever of you ends up becoming the next president. I want to quickly go through
Third
some
party,
of
dude.
those reopenings.
Vice President Biden, you have been much more reluctant than President Trump about reopening the economy and schools. Why, sir?
If anyone's watching this, he just called Joe Biden a fucking idiot.
What the plan is.
Did he really?
He said you graduated at the bottom of your classroom at trash school. Don't ever say you're smart in front of me again.
Where's the line? No line detected.
Yep. Get it?
Did you just split pull that?
Dude,
what
that
the
was
fuck?
epic.
How did you?
Let's send someone.
He sits on his golf course.
Get that?
I mean, literally, think about it.
You probably play more than I do.
Fucking rage mob? What?
What?
He wants to.
He just gave you a rage mob, dude. Just gave it to you.
Now use your.
Wait a minute, Joe. Let me shut you down for a second, Joe. Just for 1
Poverty.
second. We want to.
Alright guys, we're going. When that thing's dead, which is now, we're going. Change gear if you have to, or not. Zug zug.
We're doing no gear. No gear. We're staying safe.
Going naked.
Take pants off.
My
time to shine.
More people will be heard by continuing. If you look at Pennsylvania, if you look at certain states that have been shut down, they have Democrat governors all. One of the reasons they're shut down is because they want to keep it shut down
Too early.
after
Sorry.
the election.
Great.
But those states are not doing well.
Oh man, I got fucking stuck. You piece of shit.
Can somebody salve Bueller, please?
Of masks as a disease preventer, and in fact, recently you have cited
trust
the
in people.
issue of waiters
Trying to pump here.
Get ready, it's gonna be heavy.
No, I think masks
No.
are okay.
Shield your warriors.
Look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on it. You know,
Let's go.
Tonight, as an
Good
example,
shit.
everybody's
Rogue
had a
already
test,
died,
and
so
you've
it's
had
good.
social
Hell yeah,
distancing
2
and all of
shoulders.
the things that you have to, but I wear masks when needed.
Alright,
Every
yeah,
time.
I wear masks.
Yeah, I got stunned. There's that pop.
Put your mask on, you.
We're ready for the next one. Let's send a pet in.
Dude, look at Bueller.
Leading death meters. Yeah. Yeah, he is.
He's got that fat ignite.
Look.
Imagine igniting.
That wet ass ignite.
Pull.
And I was asking you, sir, about masks.
Pulling what?
Macaroni in a pot. All right, stack up tight, guys. Stack up, stack up, stack up.
Stack star.
Social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100.
Shallow bolt. Let's go.
He's looking at me.
Shallow bolt.
medium.
Easy one, guys. Stack.
Oh shit.
That's not stacking.
That's why you stack tight.
Remember, guys, low CDs on school.
Sorry, I got booted, and I'm in Florida more, so I'll
I can hop out for a second, summon you.
Yep.
Large rallies with crowds packed together, thousands of people.
If I need to.
Outside, yes, sir. Agreed. Vice President Biden, you are holding.
Get the next one.
Keep pulling. We'll res those two.
People with.
Nobody shows up.
Guys, stack means stack. If you died, it's because you weren't stacked.
Imagine stacking.
You goes first, sir.
Because people want to hear what I have to say. I mean,
But are you not
done a
worried
great
about
job.
Ask him about his dentures.
35,000 people show up at airports. We use airports.
Are you not worried about
we
the
have a
disease
lot of
issue,
people.
sir?
Well, so far we have had no problem whatsoever. It's outside. That's a big difference according to the experts.
Two groups. Casters out. Casters out.
How does he know?
As you see, I mean, every
Stack on a big fat cow.
24 hours notice. And Joe does the circles and has 3 people someplace.
Okay. By the way, just one of the last big rallies he had, and a reporter came up to him to ask him a question. He said, no, stand back. All right, put on your mask. Put on a mask. Have you been tested? I'm way far away from those other people. That's what he said. I can't. I'm going to be okay. He's not worried about.
Yo, P-Star.
He's not worried about the people out there breathing in one another.
We've had no negative effect.
No negative effect.
Out.
No negative effect. And we've had 40,000 people
want to
these rallies.
just quickly finish up because I want to move on to our next.
Yes, I would. He's been totally irresponsible the way in which he has handled the social distancing,
Give him 20.
the people wearing masks, basically encourage them not to.
All right.
That's right.
If you could get the crowds, you would have done the same thing. But you can't. Nobody cares.
Gentlemen, can we move on to the
Nobody cares.
Gentlemen, can we move on to the economy?
Yes.
The economy. is, I think it's fair to say, recovering faster than expected.
Yeah, dude, the debate though.
In the second quarter,
It's great. Talking about Mask pulling Anubisat defenders.
Stack up tight, guys.
What's more important? The shoulders.
Shadow Bolt.
Stack up. Big stack.
There's no pre-existing condition to deal with Anchorage. Fuck!
President Biden, you say it's more of a K-shape. What difference does that mean
Big heels.
to the American people in terms of the economy? President Trump, in this segment, you go first.
So we built the greatest economy in history. We closed it down because of the China plague. When the plague came in, we closed
China.
it down, which was very hard psychologically to do. He didn't think we
We are ready for the next one right after he dies.
And again, 2
We have
million
enough
people
mana.
would be dead now instead of still
Shadox is dead.
204,000 people is too much. One person is too much.
I'm seeing like 20% mana.
But what happened is we closed it down and now we're reopening and we're doing
Across the
record
healers.
business. We had 10.4 million people in a 4-month period
All
that
right.
we've put
Yeah,
back
give
into
it-
the workforce.
give
That's
it
a record,
5
the likes of
seconds.
which nobody's ever seen before. And he wants to close down he will shut it down again. He will destroy this country. You know, a lot of people
True.
between drugs,
Smallpox,
and alcohol,
menopause,
and depression, when
in
you
between
start shutting
trash.
it down, you take a look at
Yeah,
what's
we're
happening
Gucci,
in
dude.
some of
All
your
right.
Democrat-run states where they have these tough shutdowns. And I'm
Spam
telling
popping
you, it's
flask,
because
baby.
they
The
wanna open
fuck?
up. One of them came out
Yeah,
last
dude, it's a
week. You saw
2K
that.
mana pot. You
Oh, we're
didn't
gonna
know?
open up in November.
I have a pre-existing condition. I can't do
Because
that.
it's after the election.
It's an infinipod.
Do we want to move?
By keeping them
Mount
closed.
up, mount
They're
up.
hurting
We're gonna
people.
move.
People know what to do.
Oh!
They can social distance. They can
Get it?
wash the hands. They can wear
Nobody
masks,
got it.
They can do whatever they want. But they got to open these states up.
Right here.
When you
Yeah,
look
open
at
up.
North Carolina,
that's good.
when you look, and these governors are under siege.
China.
Pennsylvania, Michigan, and a couple of others. You
Michigan.
got to open these states up. It's not fair. You're talking about almost it's like being in prison.
This isn't
And
this
you
isn't
look
social
at
distancing, guys.
divorce,
I believe
look at
plague.
what's going on
Yes.
with alcoholism and drugs. It's a very, very sad thing. And he
True.
closed down the whole country.
Eyes ran out.
Down the whole country
Well,
and destroyed
let's maybe
our
heal.
country. Our country is
tired
coming back
of that.
incredibly well, setting records as it does it. We don't need somebody to come in and say,
Totem
shut
out.
it down.
All right, your 2 minutes, sir. We're now moved to you.
Hey,
As I-
Blackberry,
as I
didn't
said,
lose your bow.
posing the question. The president says it's a V-shaped recovery.
you-
You say it's a K-shaped
Walk out.
recovery. What's the difference?
The difference is
Everybody get the fuck out.
millionaires and billionaires like him in the middle of the COVID crisis.
Oh,
Done
nice.
very well.
Hell yeah.
Another
Keep
billionaire
healing
and
your
billionaires
poison,
made
dude.
over $300
We would have had a
billion
lot of dead people if they would
because
not
of
have
his
killed them.
profligate tax.
I stated.
One more. One more.
Big stack, we're ready.
You folks living in Scranton and Claymont and all the small towns and working class towns in America.
Holy.
He called out Scranton, dude.
This guy paid
Well.
a total of $750 in taxes.
Oh! He brought it up.
Yeah, I understand. You've agreed to the 2 minutes, so please let him have it.
Do I get my time back? The fact is that
Two groups. Casters out.
in a way that he's going to be the first president of the United
Stack
States
tight.
to leave office having fewer jobs in his administration than when he became president. Fewer jobs than when he became president. First one in American history. Secondly, the people who have lost their jobs are those people who have been on the front lines, those people who have been saving our lives, those people who have been out there dying, people who've been putting themselves in the way to make sure that we could all try to make it. And the idea that he is insisting that we
Bail,
go forward and open when you have almost half the states in America with a significant
cancers
increase
are
in
the biggest
deaths
sucker.
and COVID cases in the United States of America. And he wants to
Run,
open
John.
it up more.
Okay, same
Why is
thing
he
as
not
the
opening
last
it
few
up? Why
weeks.
doesn't he
So
take care of the-
Blackbear's
he
gonna
can't
tank,
fix
I'm
the
gonna
economy
tank.
until
Get your
we
guns
fix
down.
the COVID
words
crisis.
besides suck,
And he has
suck.
no
So,
intention of doing anything about making it
Should we get a summon
at
out?
home in terms of your health and your safety. Schools.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a
schools
15 to
open
20 second
because
like
it
drink,
costs a lot of
reconsume,
money
get
to
the
open
summon, we're
safely.
pulling
You
ASAP.
know, they were going to give, his administration was going to give the teachers and school students
15 to
masks.
20 seconds
Then
for
they
summon.
decided,
Is
no,
it 1,000
couldn't do
needles?
that because it's not a national
Yeah. Do
emergency.
you want to get
no.
Talron in here, or do we wait?
They've done
Nope,
nothing
coming
to
after
help
us.
small
Just go.
businesses. Nothing. They're closing.
Wait, okay, we need
26
prot.
is now gone. He ought to get on
Warlock
the
stamina
job
when ready.
and take care of the needs
Is
of
Angry a
American
summon?
people
Oh
so
shit, we don't have
can
Angry.
open
So who's the
safely.
tanking
Your
Warlock?
time is up, sir. We are going to get to. We're going to
Same as
you
usual.
both have 2 minutes, sir.
Excuse me, he made a
Keep.
statement.
It's the same healers as always, so same sides. Just put Cobble.
Malal and Cersei are not flasking, so y'all need to be a little bit more paying attention to us.
It's almost like a ghost town, and I'm not sure it can ever recover.
Warlocks, are you guys ready?
People want their
Yep.
places open. They want to get
Malal,
back
are
to
you
their
ready?
lives. They'll
It's
be
done the
safe,
flanks.
but they want
Okay,
their
go.
schools open. I'm the one
You
that
can
brought
pop
back
more this
football.
week.
By the way, I brought back
Normal
Big Ten football. It was me,
With us.
and I'm very happy to do it.
True.
All right, people of Ohio are very proud of me, and you know how I found out when he took
Gentlemen,
the
we're
phony
going to
ad.
get to your economic plans going
Remember,
forward.
8 seconds, casters.
As you
Stop
well know, there's a new
DPSing.
report that in 2016, the year you were elected president, and 2017,
Let him position.
your first year as president, that you paid $750 a
Advisor.
year in
And,
federal
wasn't
income
threat.
tax each of those years.
Kill the bugs.
I
Kill
know
the
that
big
you
bugs.
pay a lot of other
Everybody
taxes,
get
but
ready
I'm
to
asking you
move.
the specific
We'll need
question.
a curse
Is
of
it true that
elements
you
on
paid
the
Everybody
chat.
out. Get away, get away,
in
get away, get
federal
away.
income taxes each of those 2 years?
I paid
That Blackbriar
millions of
position
dollars
in.
taxes,
Million.
millions of dollars
Kill
of
bugs.
income tax.
P-Star.
And let me
Get
just
knocked
say,
away. Hold on.
He's on
Give me a
totem.
one of the papers, I paid
Totem's dead.
$38 million
Totem honking.
one year.
No
I paid
one hit
$27
him.
million.
No
Show us your
one
tax
hit him.
returns.
I went. You'll see it as soon as it's finished.
You got
So,
Demo on that?
You know, if you want to do, go to the Board of Elections. There's a 118
Kill that big
page
bug.
or so report that says everything I have, every bank I have. I'm totally
Melee out,
under
melee
leveraged
out,
because
melee
the
out.
assets are extremely good, and we have a very
Melee
we
out.
built a
Sir, I'm
great
asking you a
company.
specific question, which
But
is...
let me tell you.
I understand all of that.
On
I
DPS, they
understand
seem
all
all
of
on
that.
it.
No, Mr.
Exploding
President,
bug, look
I'm
out.
asking you a question. Will you tell us how much you paid in federal income
All right,
taxes
beat his face in.
2016 and 2017?
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not
Million.
Millions of dollars, and you'll
Watch
get to
threat.
see it. And you'll get to see it. But let me
Caster,
show
stop
you-
DPSing.
Chris, let me just tell you something. That it was the
Scorpion.
tax
Melee
laws.
out.
I don't want to pay tax. Before I came here, I was a private developer. I was a private business people. Like every other private
business
they're
people.
Stupid.
You got the best people.
Through the laws, and that's what it is. He passed a tax bill.
All right,
He's running-
Tank.
he's running
He's-
careful.
he's-
Yo, power res
Guys,
and
you
for
gotta stop
tax
DPSing.
credits, we build a building and we
Can
get
we
tax
have
credits
a
like the hotel
clear,
on Pennsylvania
like,
Avenue,
class
you get
if
a
it's
massive-
mage? I'm
which,
gonna
by the
say
way,
mage.
was given to me
Not
by
guys.
the
I think it was
Obama
'cause Malal died.
administration, if you can believe
Heard.
that. Now the man got fired right after that happened.
It's on
but-
Mal-
It's on Mal-
Want to respond?
Yeah, I do want to respond. Look, the
All right,
tax
caster,
code
stop DPS.
Uh,
made him
Two DPS for one
put him in
teleport
a
round.
position
Melee
where
out.
he pays less
Melee out.
tax than
Melee
a
out.
school teacher make on the money a school teacher makes.
He's
It's
going
Keep all
X,
up.
baby.
him
Fuck,
taking,
we're
he
dead.
says he's smart
There it is,
because
dude.
he takes
Moosey,
advantage
you're the
of
tank on the other side.
code. And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm going
Get in
to
the tight.
tax code.
Collapse.
We're going
On the other side,
eliminate
Moosey.
those tax
Okay.
codes.
On Axe, baby.
Make sure
Please
that
heal
we
Axe, baby.
invest in the people who in fact need
It's on
help.
Cersei.
People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you
All right, they're full health again.
You are
So
president screwing things up.
You were a senator.
So can we have a clear, like, culprit so we can name and, like, move on?
it's because Malal died.
In 47 months, I've done more than you've done.
Melee
in
out.
47
Get out.
years,
Get out.
Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of doing,
Okay,
including
gentlemen,
fixing
Stay
the
back.
military that you gave me, including taking care
We're
of your
talking,
vets.
Mr. President, we're
'cause
talking
you
about
line
the
of sighted.
economy. I'd like to ask you
Get out of the
about your
blizzard.
plans
Guys,
going
be careful.
forward,
Melee-
because,
melee
Mr. Vice President, your
It's on
economic
Cersei.
plan,
Heal
if you were to be
Cersei.
elected
Big heals on
president,
Cersei.
focuses a lot on big
Not
government,
new.
big taxes,
Battle res Cersei.
big spending. I
If we
want
got
to
it.
focus first on the taxes. You propose
Whiskey,
more
you
than
gotta be.
$4
Remember,
trillion
you gotta
over a decade
tell
in new
people not to be
taxes
closest to him.
on
it
individuals
wasn't
making more than $400,000
Caster,
a
stop.
year and on corporations. President Trump says that
Melee
Cersei's
out.
dead,
Melee
so
out.
I don't know who's taking
Critic,
it.
you're the
get
tank
in.
on the other
the
side.
economy is it's just coming out of a recession.
Well, just take a look at what is the analysis done by Wall Street
Need some more
firms.
upstairs,
Points out that my economic plan would create 7 million more jobs than his in 4 years, number one.
It's not critic.
And number two, it would create
heals
an
critic.
additional
Critic's
$1
down.
trillion in economic growth because it would be
back up,
about
Mousy.
Take now, Bueller.
buying American. That we have to, we're going to make this
Do
federal
not
government spend $600 billion a year.
Malal
on
has to
everything
switch
from
sides now.
Casters out.
to steel,
sides.
to buildings.
Melee
and
out.
And
Melee
under my
out.
proposal, we're going
All
to
of
make
our
sure that
casters got
every penny.
Veclor is
has to
single,
be
he's
made
raping people.
Well,
by
I think the
a company
side-
Mr.
the
Spencer,
side
I'm
swap.
talking about about taxes, not spending.
By the way, I'm going to
back up.
significant number of tax. I'm going to make the The corporate tax, 28%. It shouldn't be 21%. You have
Well, you're gonna have to
19
move back and forth.
91 companies, federal, I mean, in the Fortune 500.
Are we clear about a
who don't
second
pay
tank, or
single
we're gonna
penny
wipe
in
it?
tax, making
I want a name
billions
now.
of
I'm
dollars.
wiping it.
Battle reses?
Because
You should wipe.
No, we have no.
Wipe.
We got one log tank. We should wipe
That
it.
was
Go.
your tax
Die.
proposal.
I got it done, and you know what happened?
You got it done.
Our economy boomed like it's
Blackbriar,
never
how
been
did you get knocked back the first go around?
The mobs aren't. It just wasn't moving.
Continue your free market approach.
wasn't moving at
lower
all.
taxes, more deregulation, correct?
Not lower taxes.
That's how it got totem dropper.
Excuse me.
Then
Wiped.
Obama's, you talk about
Like the U.S. economy.
I can summon you
Obama's
back.
final 3 years as president, more jobs were created.
really?
A million
I'm doing it now. I'm literally logging my summoners on now. I heart my
You
warrior.
had the slowest
Yeah, it's
recovery since economic recovery since 1929. It was the slowest recovery. Also, they took over something that was down here. All you had to do is turn on the lights and you pick up a lot. But they had the slowest economic recovery since 1929. Let me tell you about the stock market. When the stock
How did
market
Malal
goes up,
die
it
there?
means jobs. It also
Exploding
means
bug.
401ks. If you got in, if you ever became president with your
There was a
ideas,
lot
you
of
want to
bugs
terminate my
around, no
tax-
joke.
my taxes, I'll tell you what, you'll lose half of the companies that have poured in here will leave, and plenty
Half
of
of the
companies that are
companies,
already here, they'll leave for
hardly any
other
companies
places.
have
They will
poured in
leave,
here.
and you will have a
Have it-
depression, the likes of which you've never seen.
Look, we
I'm
inherited
coming back. I'm literally
the
just
worst
summoning
recession
myself back.
short of a depression in American history.
running back.
I was asked to bring it
Yeah.
back. We were
Actually,
able to
Elvis,
have
were
an
you afraid
economic
that should
recovery
drop
that created
group
the jobs you're talking about. We
Just
handed
whisper
him a
AQ baby.
booming
Invite
economy.
after you drop
He
group.
blew it.
It wasn't
He blew
booming.
it.
It
He blew
wasn't booming. It was the weakest recovery
Well, sir, is it
since
fair to, wait, is it fair to say he blew it when,
Portal
when,
ship,
there was
Prez
when
here.
there was record low unemployment before COVID?
Yeah, but because what he did, even before COVID, manufacturing.
Do we have
went in the
anybody
hole.
can arm for
Manufacturing
SS?
went in the hole.
Excuse
number
me,
one.
Chris. Wait.
Number two.
Chris.
Number three.
They said it would take. No, you're on number two.
No.
Big white.
Chris.
The
It would take a miracle.
something with the tanks. They messed that up. Side started dying. They healed up. It was GG at that point. Rip consumes.
Standard fare.
I'm the guy
He
that brought
totally
back the
gave up on
automobile
manufacturing.
industry. We brought back. I was asked to bring back.
Yeah, we just-
Chrysler and General Motors. We brought them back.
That's
right to
two-
the state of Ohio.
two mana potions, two runes.
They're gone. He blew it. And in fact, they're going.
Ohio had the best year it's ever had last
No, I had full mana. I was looking at the other side.
Many car companies
I wish.
Prices don't too many people run in.
and went to Michigan, went to Ohio.
They're not having
And they
it.
didn't come in with you.
Mr. Vice President, go ahead.
And so you take a look at what he's actually done. He's
Damn.
done very
Let me
little.
pee. Maybe they'll res me.
The same way. He talks about these great trade deals. You know, he talks about the art of the deal. China's perfected the art of the steal. We have a higher deficit with China
Summoning
now than we
Kintry
did
and then,
before. We
like,
have the
last
highest
call.
trade deficit
China
with
ate
Mexico.
your lunch.
For anybody that
100%. China ate your lunch, Joe, and no wonder your son goes in and he takes out billions of dollars. Takes out billions of dollars to manage. He makes millions of dollars. And also, while we're at it, why is it, just out of curiosity, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave your son $3.5 million. What did he do to deserve it? What did he do with Burisma to deserve $183,000?
None
You've
of
asked a
that is
question,
true.
let him answer.
None of that is true. It's
Oh, really? He didn't
totally,
get
But no,
$3.5 million?
Mr. President,
It's
Mr.
totally-
President, please.
totally
ask a question.
discredited. Totally discredited. And by the way,
Well, wait, he didn't get $3.5 million, Joe?
Mr. Vice
He got $3.5 million.
it is not true.
Oh, really?
Logging summoners out.
It's an open discussion, please.
It's a fact.
Well,
There's- it
you
is
have
not.
raised an issue. Let the
been
Vice
totally
President answer.
Discredited.
Did
There was a
Burisma pay him
report.
$183,000 a month with no experience in energy?
Mr.
With
President,
no
My
job?
son did nothing wrong at Burisma.
I think he did.
and
Mr.
the only
President,
guy that
let
did
him answer.
He doesn't want to let me answer because he knows I have the truth. His position is
so from now on,
The media.
by everybody. Well,
I'm gonna
by the
try and do
media,
that
by our
on-
allies, by the World Bank, by everyone.
on
has
white
discredited
calls.
it.
I'm gonna
Matter
try
of fact-
and just
matter of fact,
resummon
even the
people if they hurt.
testified under oath.
Just so you all know.
Under
No,
oath.
go ahead, Mr. I'm listening to
Even
you.
People under.
He got $3.5 million from
testified-
Moscow.
He testified under oath in his administration.
We have
said,
too many people
"I
that
did
walk
my
back
job
and
and I
just
did it very well.
the gauntlet
I did it
slowly.
I know who they are.
Well,
with the
I'll give
people
you
we
the
have
list of
here.
the people who testified.
Follow
I'm
your
sure
healing.
you've already fired most of them because they did a good job.
Some people
No,
don't.
no.
Here's the,
We have like 7 people here.
We're summoning.
Or 8.
Do not zone in.
Excuse me. This.
Hey, let me just say,
We will summon you.
That is simply.
There's like 8 of you that's right here.
$3.5 million from Moscow.
Look, here's the deal. We want to talk about families and ethics.
Cobble, where's your body, man? I can't find
his
you.
family we
I
can
got
talk about all
knocked,
night. His family's already.
My family lost a fortune by coming down and helping us with government.
And that's such a.
Mr. President.
Oh shit!
This is not about my family.
I got a resurrection.
It's about your family.
Let's go.
You're like half sunk into the ground.
That's not true. It doesn't want to talk about what you need. You, the American people. It's about you. That's what we're talking about.
All right, that's the end of the segment. We're moving on.
He didn't take them.
Vice President, no.
Can I be honest? It's a very important
Try to be
question.
honest.
He stood up.
No, the answer to the question is no.
Ukraine.
No, sir.
With $1 billion, if you
That is
you know what you're.
I'm logging to save buffs. Let me know when to log back in.
True.
For a summon.
I hate to raise my voice, but I hate to be. Why shouldn't I be different than the two of you? So here's the deal.
Canceling the log out then.
6 segments. We have ended that segment. We're going to go to the next segment. In that segment, you each are going to have 2 uninterrupted moments. In those 2 uninterrupted minutes, Mr. President, you can say anything you want. I'm going to ask a question about race, but if you want to answer about something else, go ahead. But I think that the country would be better served if we allowed both people to speak with fewer interruptions. I'm appealing to you, sir, to do that.
Well, and him too.
Well, frankly, you've been doing more interrupting
Well, that's
than
all
he
right,
has.
but he does plenty.
Well, less than, sir, less than, less than you have. Let's please continue on. The issue of race. Vice President Biden, you say that President Trump's
Y'all are throwing out
response
summons. A bunch of people aren't accepting them.
in Charlottesville 3 years ago, when he talked about very fine people on both sides, was what directly led you to launch this run for president.
Oh, yeah, sure.
President Trump, you
bye, guys.
have
It's
often
back to
said
chunk
that
set
you
for
believe
this
you
one.
have done more for black Americans
It
than
looks
any
like
president, with the
simple
possible
sneakers
exception
and I are hanging out
of
right
Abraham
now.
Lincoln. My question for the two of you is, why should voters
simple
trust
down.
you rather than your opponent to deal with the race issues facing this country over the next 4 years? Vice President Biden, you go first.
It's about equity and equality. It's about decency. It's about the Constitution. And we have never walked away from trying to require equity for everyone, equality for the whole of America. But we've never accomplished it. But we've never walked away from it like he has done. It is true. The reason I got in the race is when those people, close your eyes, remember what those people look like coming out of the fields carrying torches, their veins bulging, just spewing anti-Semitic bile, and accompanied by the Ku Klux Klan. A young woman got killed, and they asked the president what he thought. He said there were very fine people on both sides. No president's ever said anything like that.
It is who's
Now, second point I'd make is that when Floyd was killed, when Mr. Floyd was killed, there was a peaceful protest in front of the White House. What did he do? He came out of his bunker, had the military use tear gas on him so he could walk across to a church and hold up the Bible. And then what happened after that? The bishop of that very church said that it was a disgrace. The general who was with him said all he ever wants to do is divide people, not unite people at all. This is a president who has used everything as a dog whistle to try to generate racist hatred, racist division. This is a man who, in fact, you talk about helping African Americans. 1 in 1,000
Yeah, we're gonna put
African-Americans
Muski
has
back
been
on
killed
the other
because of the coronavirus. And if he doesn't do something quickly, by the end of the year, 1 in 500 will have been killed. 1 in 500 African Americans. This man is the savior of African Americans. This man cares at all. This man's done virtually nothing. Look, the fact is that you have to look at what he's talked about. You have to look at what he did. And what he did has been disastrous for the African-American community.
So,
President Trump, you have 2 minutes. Why should Americans trust you over your opponent to deal with racism?
he did a crime bill, 1994, where you
All
call
right,
them
let's just focus,
super
please.
predators, African Americans, the super predators, and they've never forgotten
Please
it.
just
They've
listen to
never
Jaeger's
forgotten it,
calls.
Joe.
No, sir, it's his 2 minutes.
So you did that, and they call you a super predator, and I'm letting people out of jail now that you have treated the African American
Caster, stop casting.
Treated the black community about as
Thunder.
bad as
Melee
anybody in
out.
this country. You did the 1990, and that's why if you look at the
Grab the
polls,
bugs.
I'm doing better than any
Grab the bugs.
Republican has done in a long time because they saw what you did. You called them
Let him position.
super predators,
He'll
and
move,
you've
Daddy.
called them worse than that. Because you look
Melee,
back
don't
at your
even think about
testimony
it.
over the
I'm
years,
not.
you've called them a
Don't
lot
even
worse
think
than
about
that.
it.
As far as the church is concerned, and as far as the generals are concerned,
Alright, you can
we
think
just
about it
got
now.
the support of 250 military leaders and
Kill
generals.
Cersei.
Total support. Law enforcement.
Caster,
almost
stop
every
casting.
law enforcement group in the United States.
Melee,
I
get
have
out.
Florida, I have Texas. I have Ohio. I have. Excuse me, Portland, the sheriff just came out today and he said, I support President Trump. I don't think you have any law enforcement. You can't even say the word law enforcement because if you say those words, you're going to lose all of your radical left supporters. And why aren't you saying those words, Joe? Why don't you say the words law enforcement? Because you know what? If they
Kill this
called
big
us
fucking
in
bug,
Portland,
beating Walker's
we would
ass
put
in.
out that fire in a half an hour, but they won't do it because
Caster,
they run
stop
by radical
casting.
left Democrats. If you look
Melee
at
out.
Chicago, if you look at any place you want to look, Seattle, they heard we were coming in the following day and they put up their hands and we got back Seattle. Minneapolis, we got it back, Joe, because we believe in law and order, but you don't. The top 10 cities
Let 'em
and
get it,
just
boys.
about the top 40 cities are run by Democrats and in many cases radical left,
Guys, the
and they've
turntable
got
looks
you
really
wrapped
weird
around
right
their
now.
finger,
Just
Joe,
stop.
to a point
Cold
where you
Fame,
don't
Cold
want to
Fame,
say
Cold
anything
Fame.
about
I already
law and order.
did.
And I'll
I
tell
did
you
earlier, and
stay-
it still
stay
was on
famed,
me.
stay famed.
Want and demand
Caster,
law,
stop.
and you're afraid to even say it. All right.
Slow and steady.
Just
wins
get in the
the race.
middle.
Return
Just
to the
stand in the middle.
question of race.
I still don't know what happened.
President Biden,
He
after
didn't
the
do
grand
anything.
jury in the
The
Breonna Taylor
shit went
case
wonky.
decided not to charge any of the police with homicide. You
Perez
said it
told him
raises
drop
the
a
question, quote,
dealers.
whether justice could be equally applied in America.
Isaac,
Do
Knight,
you
calm down.
believe that there is a separate but unequal
All right,
system of
casters,
justice
stop
for blacks in
DPSing.
this country?
Yes, there is. There's systemic
Melee, start
debt
moving out.
injustice
Get
in
out.
this country, in education, in work, and in law enforcement, and the way in which it's enforced. But look, the vast majority of police officers are good, decent, honorable men and women. They risk their lives every day to take care of us. But there are some bad apples, and when they occur, when they find them, they have to be sorted out. They have to be held accountable. They have to be held
Watch
accountable.
thread Axe Baby,
And what
Kid
I'm
Shuri.
doing as President of the United States
Yo,
is
guys, the
call
only mechanic
Ron,
right now
Ron,
is threat.
Together,
Caster,
Only mechanic
stop
is
group of people
DPSing.
at the White House. Well, everything from the civil rights groups,
Melee
to the police
out.
officers, the police chiefs.
Melee out.
And we're going to work this out. We're going to work this out so we change the way in which we have more transparency in when
Hold,
these things happen.
hold.
These cops aren't happy to see what happened to George Floyd. These cops aren't happy to
Next
see what
week.
happened to
Right
Breonna
now.
Taylor. Most don't like it.
Kill 'em
But
alone.
we have to have a system where people are held accountable. And by the way, violence in response is never appropriate. Never appropriate. Peaceful protest is. Violence
Caster,
is
stop
never
DPS.
appropriate.
What is peaceful protest? When they run through the
Melee,
middle of
out.
town and burn down your stores and kill people all over the place,
that
and you
is
say
not
peaceful
peaceful
protest?
President
No,
Trump,
it's
I'm not
not, but
asking-
you say it is.
President Trump, I'd like to continue with the
Yes,
issue
go
of
ahead,
race. I
please.
promise we're going
Do
to
not
get to
go
the
in.
issue of law and order in a moment.
Hold.
This month, your administration
There's a big
Floating
bug.
bug.
instructed federal agencies to end racial sensitivity training that addresses white privilege or critical race theory. Why did you decide to do that, to end racial sensitivity training? And do you believe that there is systemic racism in this country?
Casters,
I ended
stop
it because
DPS.
it's racist. I ended it because a lot of people
Melee
were
out.
complaining that they were asked to do things that were absolutely insane, that it was a radical revolution that was taking
I'm
place.
laser
in our
vision on my
military,
fucking threat table.
in our schools, all over the place, and you know it, and so does everybody
What
else.
is radical,
and he would know.
What is
Oh, it was
radical
totally
about
racist.
racial sensitivity training?
If you were a certain person, you had no status in life. It was sort of a reversal. And if you look at the people, we were paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars to teach very bad
Careful,
ideas
threat.
and frankly
Watch
very
both.
sick ideas.
Casters out.
And really,
Do we have
they were
Rez on
teaching
the
people
zip?
to hate our country.
Caster,
And I'm not
stop
gonna do
DPS,
that. I'm
melee
not gonna allow
out.
that to happen. We have to go
What
back
the
to
fuck?
values of this country. They were
Move,
teaching
somebody move to the
people
other side.
that
Start
our
tanking
country
him,
is
please.
a horrible place. It's a
What's
racist
that?
place, and they were teaching people
Tox,
to
go.
hate our country.
Tox,
Casters, go to the other side.
Somebody
Casters.
get ready to pick that up. I'm nowhere near it.
Nobody's doing that.
Whoever's
He's
on it,
just-
run towards
he's
my wall.
racist.
They're healing.
Here's the deal. I know a lot more about
You
this
don't
than he
know.
does.
Let him finish.
The fact is that
Tom
there
Blackbriar.
is racial
Son,
insensitivity.
Axe Baby.
People have to be
Kill
made
Axe Baby.
aware. of what other people feel like.
Get ready to get out.
What insults them. What is
Caster, stop DPS. Get ready for swap.
They don't want to. People don't
Melee, get out.
other people's feelings.
Cersei, somebody critic move to the other side.
Child is able to grow up and have a
Cersei, get ready to pick it up off
It's
critic.
like how this guy and his friends look
Kill
down
Axe,
on
baby.
so many people. They
Still
look
on
down
Axe.
their nose
On
people
critic.
like Irish Catholics like me and grow up in
Just
Scranton. They
spam
look
critic.
down
He
on
gets
people who
shot.
don't have
Critic.
money. They look
Come
down
on,
on
guys.
people
God.
who are of a different faith. They look down on
Through a
people-
shield.
Just hold them there. Just hold them there. Just
In
hold them
fact,
there.
We're all Americans. The only
Melee
way we're
out.
gonna
Melee
bring this
out.
country together
Casters, get
is
ready to move to the other
everybody
side.
together. There's nothing we cannot do if we do it together. We can take
Dude, they're
this
all
on
mana.
and we can defeat racism in America.
He's gonna swap.
Trump's
Get ready.
During the Obama-Biden administration, there was
Blow
tremendous
cooldowns.
division.
For heel
There was
Cersei.
hatred. You look at Ferguson. You look at. You go to many places. Look at Oakland. Look what happened in Oakland. Look what happened in Baltimore.
even worry
Look what
about
happened.
that, guys. Just-
Frankly, it was more violent than what I'm even seeing now.
Oh, my
but the
Lord.
reason is that the Democrats
10
that
seconds
run these
before
cities
swap.
don't want to talk like you about law.
All right,
and
Melee,
order.
start running to the other side.
Are you in favor of law and order?
I'm in favor of law. You follow
Are you in favor of law and order? Go ahead.
Zug, 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 Zug.
Alright, just try and move.
Zug, Zug's on B-Star side. Big Zug, Zug.
Yeah, just use shout moves, keep trying to
where
keep it there.
people get treated
what I'm doing.
fairly.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, violent crime went down 17%, 15% in
Cersei.
our administration.
Big
It's gone
heals
up
if
on
you
his
can.
watch.
Went down
He-
much
Nope.
more.
Scarabs.
Just keep him there.
Keep
Whoever
people alive on the other
Healing.
side.
It's healing.
Because we have trouble where
Literally anybody.
run cities.
That's exactly my
Swap.
question. There has been a dramatic increase in homicides.
Scarabs on Z.
He's on Axe, baby.
Summer
He's on Axe.
particularly, and you often blame that on
That was
Democrats
on
close,
Blackfriar.
guys.
and Democratic governors, but in fact there have been
The fuck? Why is he
Do
getting
we
two
have someone
shots?
with an alt healer
in
that can join?
Republican-led cities like Tulsa and Fort
Sorry,
Worth.
two
So the question
two
is,
of our
is
top
this
healers
really a
bailed
party
today,
issue?
like last second, so
It's
it
a
was
party
hard
issue.
to
You can
game.
bring in a couple of examples, but if
My
you look
shaman's
at
59,
Chicago, what's going
but
on in
that's about it.
Chicago, where
Nah,
53
some-
people were
someone,
shot and 8 died.
with a
Shot.
Yeah, have Malo.
If
Yeah.
you look at New York, where it's going up like nobody's ever seen anything, the numbers are going up 100, 150, 200%. Crime. It
Republican
is
cities.
crazy what's going on, and he
They
doesn't
just
want
run
to
the
say
same
law and
comp
order
with Malo,
because he
yeah.
can't, because he'll lose his radical left supporters, and once he does that, it's over. But if he ever got to run this country and they ran it the way he would want to run it, we would have our suburbs would be gone.
Hey, Sarah, what's the name of the priest guy, the French?
And you would see problems like you.
Car?
A suburb unless he took a wrong turn.
Oh, I know suburbs.
He would not.
Suburbs.
Wait a minute.
I was raised in the suburbs. This is not 1950. All these dog whistles and racism don't work anymore. Suburbs are by and large integrated. There's many people today driving their kids to soccer practice and/or to black and white and Hispanic in the same car as there have been any time in the past. What really is a threat to the suburbs and their safety is his failure to deal with COVID. They're dying in the suburbs. His failure to deal with the environment. They're being flooded. They're being burned out because his refusal to do anything. That's why the suburbs are in trouble.
Couple can on because they don't have to run and do the gauntlet.
And in the joint recommendation that came from the Biden-Bernie Sanders task force, you talked about, quote, reimagining policing. First of all, what does reimagining policing mean, and do you support?
It means
Let me, if I might finish the question. What does reimagining policing mean, and do you support the Black Lives Matter
Hey guys, cowbell on.
call
You don't have to zone in.
for community control of policing?
Please don't.
what I support is the police.
It's not even shouldn't zone. Like, you just should not zone in. Just don't.
And I'm totally opposed to defunding the police officers. As a matter of fact, local police, the only one defunding in his budget calls for a $400 million cut in local law enforcement assistance. They need more assistance. They need, when they show up for a 9/11 call, to have someone with them as a psychologist or psychiatrist to keep them from having to use force and be able to talk people down. We have to have community policing like we had before, where the officers get to know the people in the communities. That's when crime went down. It didn't go up, it went down. And so we have to be engaged.
That's not what
in
they're
prevent-
talking about, Chris. That's not what
that-
they're He's talking about defunding the police.
That is not true.
He doesn't have any law support. He has no law enforcement.
That's not
support.
true.
Almost
That's
nothing.
not.
He wasn't closer than
Who
anyone
do you
else.
have? Name one group that
That was just
supports you.
fucking weird.
Name one group that came out and supported you. Go ahead. Think. We have
Yeah, I don't.
We don't
it's
have
not his
time to
fault.
do anything.
All right.
It was just doing the weird
Name
fucking
one
shit where it
law
decided to
enforcement
lock
group
in on him.
that came out and
I think,
supported
gentlemen,
you.
I think I'm going to take back the
There
moderator's
aren't. I don't think
role,
there are any.
and I want to get.
Well, he's on the other side of the room. That's the problem. Like, it's not hard, or it's hard because he's got to run all the way over.
We had more than 100 straight
Just
days
think of it
of
this way.
protests.
It's better
which
to
I
have
think
all
you
this
would
shit
agree, you
happen
talk about
this
peaceful
week
protests,
than
many
next
of
week would
those
be
turned
enough.
into riots.
So
Mr. Vice President,
we just
you
learn from our
say
mistakes
that
and
people
everything's
who
fine.
commit crimes should be held accountable. The question I have, though, is as the Democratic nominee, and earlier tonight you said that you are the Democratic Party right now, have you ever called the Democratic mayor of Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this, bring in the National
Thank you
Guard,
for that
do
cough
whatever
in
it
the mic.
takes,
It's
but you
beautiful.
stop the
Sorry.
days and
I think I
months of
contracted
violence
Rona.
in Portland.
Yeah,
I don't hold public
was told
office.
Today I get an extra 2
I
weeks.
am a former vice
sitting
president.
on
I've
my
made
couch.
it clear.
Why
I've
don't you
made it
just
clear
keep
my
that
public
in your
statements
lungs
that the violence
instead
should
of
be
in the mic?
prosecuted. It should be prosecuted. And anyone who commits it,
But you've never called for the people, the leader. Excuse me, sir. You have never called for the leaders in Portland and in Oregon to call it, bring in the National Guard and knock off 100 days of riots.
They can, in fact, take care of it if he just stay out of the way. Look here.
Oh, really?
Here,
Oh, really?
here's the
But
thing.
no,
I
that-
sent
sir,
in
no,
the
wait, I
U.S.
asked him a
Marshals to
question.
get the killer of the young man in the middle of the
Because I know
street.
this is
They
kind of
shot him
frustrating and
for
everything.
3
Remember,
days.
I did order the Manscaper today,
Sent in the U.S.
so
Marshals.
something
They
good
take
has
care of
happened.
Go ahead, sir.
And by the way, you know, his own former spokesperson said, you know, riots
I
and
appreciate that.
chaos and violence
Just saying,
help
just
its
trying to
cause.
keep it
That's what this
keep
is
it
all
real.
about.
I don't know who said that.
We
I
need
do.
before and after pics.
Who? I think Kellyanne Conway.
I don't think she said
She said that.
don't-
And so here's the
All right.
But here's the point.
Go
The
ahead.
point is that that's what he is keeps trying to rile everything up. He doesn't want to calm things down. Instead of going in and talking to people and saying, let's get everybody together, figure out how to deal with this. What's he do? He just pours gasoline in the fire constantly,
And-
every single solitary
Okay,
time.
and to end this, button up this segment, I'm going to give you a minute to answer, sir. You have repeatedly
Wait,
criticized.
I have to answer his
No,
statement.
you have
His statement.
repeatedly.
Wait,
you have
just 1
No,
second.
you've been talking
He
back
made
and
a
forth.
statement.
I'm asking you.
I would
no,
love
you
to
know,
end it.
sir.
I would love to end it, and
You
we
know, if
would
you want
very-
to switch seats,
We would
could
very quickly.
We could do that, but
I'd
I'm
send
no,
in the
I'm-
National Guard, it would be over. There'd be no problem.
Okay,
But they
good.
don't want to accept the National Guard.
You have repeatedly criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out
want your
Antifa
gold.
and other
Take it away.
left-wing
That's right.
extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared to
do that,
specifically
but
do it? Well,
I
go
would
ahead,
say
sir.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see
Well,
peace.
then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it.
You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name. Go ahead.
supremacists
Who
and
would
right
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem.
His
This
own
is a left-wing.
FBI director
This
said
is a left-wing problem.
white supremacists. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you gotta be
not
kidding.
militia. That's what his
It's an idea.
FBI director
Gentlemen,
said.
Well,
we're
then
gonna,
you know what?
No,
He's
no,
wrong.
we're done, sir. We're moving on to the next. We're
When
moving.
a bat hits you over the head, that's not an idea.
Everybody in
Antifa
your
is bad.
administration tells you the truth has a bad idea.
Can I tell you what?
You have no ideas.
Antifa is a dangerous
All right,
radical
gentlemen, we're
group.
now moving on to the Trump
And
and
you ought to be
Biden
careful with
records.
them. They'll overthrow you.
When a president, I'm going to ask a question. When the president seeks a second term, it is generally a referendum on his record. But Vice President Biden, you like to quote one of your dad's sayings, which is, don't compare me to the almighty, compare me to the alternative. And in this case, sir, you are the alternative. Looking at both of your records, I'm going to ask each of you, why should voters elect you president over your opponent? In this segment, President Trump, you go first, 2 minutes.
Because there has never been an administration or president who has done more than I've done in a period of 3.5 years. And that's despite the impeachment hoax. And you saw what happened today with Hillary
Guys,
Clinton.
just back to
There
the
was a whole
basics
big
here.
con
Just
job.
keep your eyes
But
glued on the
despite
threat
going
meter.
through all of these
Give your
things, we
tanks
had
a little
fight
time.
both flanks and behind me and above.
Please,
there has
please
never
listen
been
to
an
me here.
administration that's done what I've done.
Absolutely.
The greatest before COVID came in, the greatest economy in history, lowest unemployment numbers. Everything was good. Everything was going. And by the way, there was unity going to happen. People were calling me for the first time in years. They were calling and they were saying it's time maybe. And then what happened? We got hit, but now we're building it back up again. A rebuilding of the military, including Space Force and all of the other things. A fixing of the VA, which was a mess under him. 308,000 people died because they didn't have proper health care. He was a mess.
Guys,
and
also,
we now got a 91% approval
right,
rating at the VA, our vets. We take care of our vets. But
close,
we've
we'll yell your
rebuilt our military. The
Or a
job that
crazy
we've
thought
done,
you
and
could
I'll
watch
tell you something, some
how you
people
bet
say
on your
maybe the
own.
most important. By the end of the first term, I'll have approximately 300 federal judges and Court of Appeals judges, 300, and hopefully 3 great Supreme Court judges, justices. That is a record, the likes of which very few people, and you know one of the reasons I have so many judges? Because President Obama and him left me 128.
Yeah, guys, we cannot get carried by GPS. Not gonna happen this time. Everyone needs to be aware of what they're doing.
That's like you just don't do that. They left 128 openings, and if I were a member of his party, because they have a little different philosophy, I'd say if you left us 128 openings, you can't be a good president. You can't be a good vice president. But I want to thank you
your
because
way
it
up
gives
there, man.
us almost.
Okay.
It'll probably be above that number by the end of this term. 300 judges. It's a record.
Looking at both your records, why should voters elect you president as opposed to President
Caster,
Trump?
stop DPS.
Uninterrupted.
Under this president, we become weaker,
Melee out.
sicker,
Malazan, be careful.
poorer,
Take a step back, please.
more divided, and more violent.
Malazan, take a step away.
When I was vice president, we inherited a recession. I was
Let him
asked to fix
position.
it. I did. We left
Kill
him
this
a
big bug.
booming economy, and he caused
It's
a
going
recession.
straight for Zenlight.
With regard to being weaker. The fact is that I've gone head to head with Putin and made it clear to him we're not going to take any of his stuff. He's Putin's puppy. He still
Alamo
refuses to
careful,
even say
Cold Hiller,
anything to
careful.
Putin about
Caster,
the
stop
bounty on the heads of
DPS.
American soldiers.
Your son got $300
Melee out.
million.
And by the way, my son.
Wait a minute. Mr. President, your campaign agreed to.
I'm not gonna
both
be able
sides
to get
would
on time. We
two
need a warrior, big brain
answers
warrior. Get
uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it, and
It's
why
on
don't you
Cersei.
observe what your
Yeah, you're
campaign
Heal
agreed to as a
Cersei, heal
ground rule,
Cersei.
okay, sir?
He never keeps his word. Can you add back, sir?
No, I'm not asking.
Kill Cersei.
That was a rhetorical question.
He's back on
Back
Beast.
30 seconds.
Back on
Yes,
walk
you may
up.
have
Beast.
the-
Okay.
Go ahead.
So,
Guys, you're gonna have to get away from the caster.
the billionaires have
Positioning's
gotten
fucked.
much
Caster's
more
not.
wealthy by
Caster,
over
stop
300 to
casting.
400
Melee, get
billion
out.
dollars more just since COVID.
By the way,
Don't
Tux,
get-
you pulled aggro on that one.
You're in more
Don't
trouble
pull
than you
aggro,
were
please.
before.
Totem, you need to move.
Guys,
back.
you are too close. Get back.
Violent.
Move away.
When we were in office, there
Malazan.
were 15% less violence in America than there is today.
All right.
He's president of the United States. It's on his watch. With regard to more divided, the nation can't stay divided. We can't be this way. And speaking of my son, the way you talk about the military, the way you talk about them being losers and being and just
Big
being
bug in the
suckers.
center going for
My
the
son
healers.
was in Iraq. He spent
Caster,
a year
stop
there.
DPS.
He got the
Melee
he got
out.
The Bronze Star. He got the Conspicuous Service Medal. He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
You're talking
like
about
hell.
Hunter.
Don't pass
I'm
Cersei.
talking
Kill the
about
big
my
bug
son,
in the
Beau
middle.
Biden. You're
I
talking
don't know.
about
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter
you know
got
Bo.
thrown. Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not
Refresh
true.
demo.
It wasn't
Cocaine use. And
Try,
he didn't have a job
resist.
until you
I
became
should've got
vice
it.
president.
Dude.
And once you
None of
became
that
vice
is
president,
true.
he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow.
That is
Dead
simply
people.
Caster, stop DPS.
He
My
made a
son,
Bugs
fortune.
respawn.
My son,
And he didn't have a job.
my son, like a lot
Melee,
of
get
people,
out.
like a lot of people we know at
Kill
home,
some bugs.
had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it. And
Do
I'm
not
proud of
go
him.
past
I was proud of
Newski.
my
Tens
son.
of millions
All right.
of
But he
dollars.
wasn't given
All right,
tens of
but
millions of
given
dollars.
tens
That
of
That
is
big bug
totally-
behind him.
Totally discredited.
We've already been
Totally discredited.
We've already been through this. I think the American people would rather hear about more substantial
So do I.
subjects.
Do we have
So,
anybody
you
that can
know,
pick it up?
As the moderator, sir, I'm going to make a
Trying,
challenge
but-
here.
It's $3.5 million
Okay.
from the
Let's
mayor
talk
of
about-
Moscow.
That
talk
is
about-
not
I think
true.
it's
That
Gentlemen,
report is totally
Caster, stop DPS.
Romney on that committee said it wasn't worth taxpayers'
Melee
money.
out.
It was written for political reasons.
You know, I'd like to talk about climate change.
So would I.
Okay.
Kill bugs in
forest
the middle.
fires in the West are raging now. They have burned millions of acres. They have displaced hundreds of thousands of people. When state officials there blame the
Big
fires
bugs
on
in the
climate
middle,
change,
going
Mr.
for
President,
healers
you
and
said,
casters.
I don't think the science
Keep the battle
knows.
resist for
Over
healers.
your 4 years, you have pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord. You have rolled back a number of Obama environmental records.
2 bugs on Caster, stop DPS. Caster, stop DPS.
Change, and what will you do?
Melazan, you gotta pick a different spot to stand, man.
I want crystal clean water and air.
Melee
I want
out.
beautiful clean air. We have now the lowest carbon. If you look at our numbers right now, we are doing phenomenally. But I haven't destroyed our businesses. Our businesses aren't put out of commission.
Dodge.
If you look at the Paris Accord, it was a disaster from our standpoint, and people are actually very happy about what's going on because
Kill
our
that big
businesses
bug.
are doing well. As far as the fires are
kill Axe,
concerned,
baby.
you need forest
dead.
management
Okay.
in addition to everything else. The forest floors
Caster,
are
stop
loaded up with
DPS.
trees, dead trees that are years old, and they're like tinder.
Melee, get ready to move
Leaves and
out.
everything else.
Go.
You
Out.
drop a cigarette in there, the whole forest burns down. You've got to have forest management.
What do you
You've got to have
believe?
cuts.
What do you believe
Hey,
about
just
the science
I was
of climate
tipped that
change?
Fang Dead does not work on this
Yep,
fight.
he is booking it over there for.
Immaculate air, immaculate water, and do whatever else we
Fang
can.
Dead
Because,
is not
you know, we're
reliable in
planting
this fight.
1 billion trees, the Billion Tree Project.
Alright, guys,
and it's very
just
exciting.
keep dying a good spot.
That human pollution, greenhouse gas emissions contributes to the global warming of
I
this
think
planet?
a lot of things do, but I think to an extent, yes. I think to an extent, yes. But I also think we have to do
It
better
shows that it
management
works,
of our
but
forests.
supposedly
Every
the threat
year,
tables of
I
the
get the
emperors,
call,
they're fucked in a
California's
way
burning. California
beyond
is burning.
human
If that was clean,
reasons,
if that were,
and
if
you
had
can't
forest
use
management,
threat
good
dropping
forest
abilities such
management,
as Vanish,
you wouldn't be getting those calls.
Death,
You know, in
and
Europe,
Fang
they
Death.
live their
So if you
forest
die
cities. They're
and you
called
get a
forest
virus, you
cities.
will keep
They
your threat.
maintain their forest. They manage their forest. I was with the head of a major country. It's a forest city. He said, sir, we have trees that are far more, they ignite much easier than California. There shouldn't be that
Oh, you
problem.
got
I
hit by
spoke
like
with the
3
governor about it. I'm
explosions
getting
that
along
round.
very well with the governor. But I said, you know, at some point, we can't every year have hundreds of thousands of acres of land just burned to the ground. That's burning down because of a lack of
But sir,
management.
if you believe in the science of climate change, why have you rolled back the Obama
Can we swap
Clean
Mazan
Power
with
Plan, which limited carbon
Healer
emissions
from
in
my
power
side?
plants? Why have
I'd
you
rather
rolled
have
back-
Mazan know what he's doing on my side. He's doing a perfect job on my side. Please put him back on my side.
Standards that
I'll
are going to
go,
create more pollution from cars.
I'll go for ours.
Because what's
Sirach, go
happening
left.
is the car is
And,
much less
I was
expensive.
having-
Are
It's a much
we
safer
rezzing
car,
or are we
and you're
running
talking
back?
about a tiny difference, and
Are
then
we
what would
rezzing?
happen because of the cost of the car, you would have at least double and triple the number of cars purchased. We have the old slugs.
This is the
out
last
there that
time
are
I'm
10,
summoning
12 years
people for the
old.
rest of the
If
raid.
you did that, the car would be safer. It would be much cheaper by
But in the case of
$3,500.
California, they've simply
No, but you
ignored
would
your-
take a lot of
your
cars
rollback.
off the market because people would be able to afford a car. Now, and by the way, we're going to see how that turns out. But a lot of people agree with me, many people. The car has gotten so expensive because they have computers all over the place for an extra little bit of gasoline. And, and I'm okay with electric cars too. I think I'm all for electric cars. I've given big incentives for electric cars. But what they've done in California is just crazy.
Vice President Biden, I'd like you to respond to the president's
Club
climate
raid
change
and
record, but I also
whisper
want to ask you about a
AQ
concern.
maybe
You
IMV
proposed $2
if you
trillion
need
in green
a summon back
jobs.
to
You
AQ.
talk about new limits, not abolishing, but new limits on fracking, ending the use of fossil fuels to generate electricity by 2035, and zero net emission of greenhouse gases by 2050. The president says a lot of these things would tank the economy and cost millions of jobs.
He's absolutely wrong, number one. Number two, if in fact, during our administration, the Recovery Act, I was in charge, able to bring down the cost of renewable energy to cheaper than or as cheap as coal and gas and oil. Nobody's going to build another coal-fired plant in America. No one's going to build another oil-fired plant in America. They're going to move to renewable energy, number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that we are able to take the federal
Just because you're going to give it to my warrior.
on their electric vehicles. office, making sure that we can do
We have
that
an
with
extra healer joining the fight.
500,000 charging
Tuscan
stations
Tomato.
and all of the highways that we're going to be building in the future. We're going to build an economy that, in fact, is going to provide for the ability us to take 4 million buildings and make sure that they, in fact, are weatherized.
They're making me sad, guys.
They'll emit significantly less gas and oil because the heat will not be going out. There's so many things that we can do now to create thousands and thousands of jobs. We can get to net zero in terms of energy production by 2035. Not only not costing people jobs, creating jobs, creating millions of good paying jobs.
Also, something that's really important is people are spreading out a hell of a lot,
by having a new
like
infrastructure that in fact is
almost
green.
to the half
And
side of the
first thing
fucking
I will
room,
do, I will
and
rejoin
we're not
the
killing the
Paris
bugs
Accord.
over
I
there,
will join the Paris
and then you'll
Accord
also
because
aggro
with us
bugs
out of
over
it, look
there.
what's happening. It's
So
all falling
really
apart.
being all the way over
And
there
we
is
talk
really
about
doing a
someone who has
disservice
no relationship to
to the rest of the
foreign
raid.
policy. Brazil, the rainforest of Brazil
Like,
are being
I'm
torn
seeing
down.
people
I mean,
like
look down.
all the way
More carbon is absorbed
over
in that
here
rainforest
and all the way over here.
than it's emitted in the
There's
United
no
States.
fucking reason
Instead
to
of
be that
doing
far,
something about that, I would be gathering
except
up
for
and
the
making
start,
sure we had the
bringing the
countries
tanks.
of the world coming up with $20 billion and say, here's $20 billion. Stop tearing down the forest. And if you don't, then you're going to have significant economic consequences.
What about the argument that President Trump basically says that you have to balance environmental interests and economic interests, and he's drawn his line?
Well, he hadn't drawn a line.
Ages, let's be super cautious too. There's been a handful of us that have pulled on different attempts because of Ignite, and you know, it stacks quick. So you know, if you're gonna be pushing on those outer ends, use Scorch. Don't be fireballing until 5 seconds. Get your strong decent time. So you can slow down.
This is the guy who says that. The fact is, it's all true. And here's the deal.
Talking about the Green New Deal, and it's not $2 billion or $20
Our
billion.
healers, those are the new signs. Check it out.
I'm talking about
where they want to rip down buildings
Don't pay.
and rebuild the buildings.
Dustin,
It's the most ridiculous.
Dustin
where
Tomato,
airplanes are out of
you
business,
are on the
where
raid.
two-car systems are out, where they want to take out the cows too. You know, that's not true either. Right?
Also,
This is
if you're
a
distracted and you're watching the debate, please pause it.
In 100 years, if we're
not the case.
All right, let me
Alright, simple. Now's a good time to eat your squid.
I actually have studied your plan, and it includes upgrading 4 million buildings, weatherizing 2 million homes over 4 years.
Guys, I know we did awesome earlier, right? We're all buffed and we're getting better at this raid, so we're trying to probably push some parses, look good on the charts, but now we just gotta go back to the basics, alright? Just do the fight right, let's move on. We don't want to be stuck here forever.
What it's going to do is going to create thousands and millions of jobs, good paying jobs.
Let him finish, sir.
He doesn't know how to do that.
$100 billion.
The fact is, it's going to create millions of good paying jobs.
Prepare, Buckeyes.
And these tax incentives to people for people to weatherize, which he wants to get rid of. It's going to make the economy much safer. Look how much we're paying now to deal with the
It's all good.
hurricanes.
We're getting the kinks out before Dark Moon Fair next week.
Exactly. Drop a nuclear weapon
Already
on them.
triggered.
I never said that at all.
He did say
You made it up.
Said he's gonna be doing dire mall carries the whole week.
We are going to be in a position where we can create hard, good jobs by making sure the environment is clean.
See, normally,
and we all are in
I
better
would
shape.
be salty
We
about
spend
the spelling.
billions of dollars now.
But you do you, boo.
Billions of dollars on floods.
Hey, Xan, can you
hurricanes,
start
rising
drinking?
seas. We're in real trouble.
Sorry, I'm out of, dude, I'm out of mage blood. This is getting worse and worse for me.
Sections and counties in Iowa. They didn't happen before. They're because of global
Kind soul,
warming.
maybe give
We
him
make
a...
up 15%.
No, I'll manage. I'll bother people for stuff.
The rest of the world,
It's dying to this thing is pretty expensive, just so you guys know. And now, yeah, I'm out of trick.
I literally don't want to hear about how expensive it is to die.
Guys, alright, done with that.
Focus up.
Russia does, India does, they all do.
Expensive for everyone.
And by the way,
And the line.
he made a couple of statements. The Green New Deal
Use
is
consumes.
$100 trillion.
That is not
Don't
my
be a
plan.
dick.
That's
The Green
well,
New
you want to
Deal
rebuild every
is
building.
not my plan.
I want to rebuild every
If he knew anything about, if he knew
He
anything
made a
about,
statement about the military. He said I
Kill
said
the bugs.
something about the military. He
In
and
the
his
middle of the
friends
room.
made it up, and then
just
they went
remember,
with
guys,
it.
back
I
to
never
basics.
said it.
Okay.
that is
What
not
he
true.
did
Sir,
is
you're
he
done in
said
this segment.
he called the military
Vice President.
stupid bastards. And he
Let him
said-
position.
He said stupid bastards. He said it.
Stop.
I would
Kill this
never
big
say
bug
that.
on the healers.
Play it.
Go ahead, Mr. Vice President. Answered his
Casters
final
don't
question.
DPS.
The final question is, I
Melee,
can't
get the
remember which
fuck
of all
out.
was ranting.
I'm having a little trouble myself, but and about the
Kill that big
economy
fucking
and
bug.
about this question of what it's going to cost.
The economy.
I mean, the Green New Deal and the idea of what your environmental changes will do.
All right, DPS them
will
out.
pay for itself as we move forward.
There you
You're
go.
not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting.
Who's got
plants.
aggro?
You're gonna build
Green New Deal?
Sneakers.
Alright, Warriors, put your shield on, Warriors, and get this shit.
Thinking invasion.
Teleport in 5. Teleport in 4, 3. All melee out.
Get out, get out.
that I put forward.
Okay.
The Biden plan, which is different than what he
Kill the
calls the
Blackfriar.
radical Green New Deal.
Don't
All right,
pass
gentlemen,
Do not
final
go in.
segment,
Do not go
Election
in.
integrity. As we meet tonight, millions of Americans are receiving
He's on Malal.
mail-in ballots or going to
Kill the
vote
bugs in the
early.
middle.
Hey, the healers that were assigned
Should we be that
to
this will be
radials,
a fair election, and
all
what
go
are
on
you
Muski's side.
prepared to do over the next 5+ weeks,
So
because it'll
Tuscan,
not only be
Shaddai.
election day, but also
Stop
having some
casting.
ballots, mail-in ballots after election day. What are you
Melee
prepared
out.
to do to reassure the American people that the next
Move
So
battle
it's not,
res,
it's not
please.
Muski anymore, it's Blackbriar now.
of this
Blackbriar.
election
Here's what he's doing.
in this final segment?
I got
Mr. Vice
slowed, hold on.
President, you go first.
Prepared to let people vote. They should go to iwillvote.com. Decide how they're going to
Let 'em
vote,
get it back,
when they're going to
guys.
vote, and what means by
Guys,
which
don't
they're going
hit
to
the
vote.
boss if he's not in
His
position.
own Homeland Security Director, and as well as the FBI
Kill
Director, says
scarabs.
there is no evidence at all that mail-in ballots
Caster,
are
stop
of
DPSing.
being manipulated and cheating. They say
Melee
that.
out.
The fact is that there are going to be millions of people because of COVID that are going to be voting by mail-in ballots, like he does, by the way. He sits behind the Resolute desk and sends his ballot to Florida. Number one. Number two, we're going to make sure that those people who want to vote in person
Kill
are
the
able to
bugs.
vote because enough poll watchers are there to make sure they can socially
Fucking-
distance. The polls are open on time, and the polls stay open until the votes are counted. And this is all about trying to dissuade people from voting because he's trying to scare people into thinking that it's not going to be legitimate. Show up and vote.
Caster,
You
stop
will
DPS.
determine the outcome of this election. Vote, vote.
Melee
vote.
out.
If
Kill
you're
these
able to
bugs
vote
when you
early
run
in your
by,
state,
please.
Vote early. If you're able to vote in person, vote in person. Vote whatever way is the best way for you, because you will. He
Do not go
cannot
in.
stop you
Hold.
from being able
Big
to
heels.
determine the outcome of this election. And in terms of whether or not when
Let
the
him
votes
position.
are counted and they're all counted, that will be accepted. If I win, that will be
Melee go.
accepted. If I lose, that'll be accepted. But by the way, if in fact he says he's not sure what he's going to accept, well, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. Because if we get the votes, it's going to be all over. He's going to go. He can't stay in power.
Caster,
It
stop.
won't happen. It won't happen. So vote.
Melee
Just
out.
make sure you understand you have it in your control to determine
Get this big bug.
what this
He's
country's
booming
gonna
for
look like
Kronok's
the next
face.
4 years. Is it going to change? You're going to get 4 more years of these lies.
Mr. President, 2 minutes.
Watch Blizzard.
So when I listened to Joe talking about a transition, there's been no transition from when I
Hey
won.
guys,
the
on the
bugs.
other,
And
on the
if
other
you
side,
look
you
at-
gotta keep up the
look
emo
at
shot.
Hillary Clinton, if you look at all of the different people, there was no transition because they came after me trying to do a
just fell
coup.
off.
They came
Casters,
after me spying
stop
on my
DPS.
campaign. They started from the day I won and even before
Melee,
I won, from the day I
get
came
out.
down the escalator with our First Lady. They were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our country. And we've caught them. We've caught them all. We've got it all on tape. We've caught them all. And by
Don't
the
go
way,
in.
you gave the idea for the Logan Act
Get out of
against
this.
General Flynn. You better
Blizzard.
take a look at that because we caught you in a
Cersei, get away
split
for
second.
Cersei.
Do not hit him.
He was
Do
sitting
not
in
hit
the
him.
office. He knew about it.
We
So
need a
don't
battle
tell me
res.
about a free
Boost your
transition.
Blackbriar.
As far as the ballots are concerned, it's a disaster.
Do we have a battle res?
Solicited ballot.
Torn.
Okay, solicited is okay. You're soliciting.
Torn, do we
you're
have a battle
asking, they
res?
send it
Yeah,
back
I'm
in.
coming,
Sorry,
coming.
bad.
Whoa.
I get
Melee
that.
out. Melee
You
out.
have an
It's on Axe, baby.
They're sending millions of
Heal Axe,
ballots all
baby.
over the
Big
country.
heals on
There's
Axe.
Panic
fraud.
still?
Bug.
They found them in
Focus
creeks.
bugs.
They found some with the name Trump. Just happened to have the name Trump.
Axe, on
just
the
the
wall.
other day in a waste paper basket.
Focus
They're being sent
bugs.
all over the place. They sent 2 in a Democrat area. They sent out 1,000 ballots. Everybody got 2 ballots. This is going to be a
I have a battle
fraud
res. You want
like
me to
you've
get
never
Mooski
seen.
now?
The other
Yes.
thing, it's nice on
I think
November
you should save it for a
3rd. You're
healer.
watching and you see who won the election.
have a tank
And I think
on
we're
it.
going to
Casters
do well
out.
because people are
Melee
really happy
out.
with the job we've done. But you know what? We won't know. We might not know for months because these ballots are going to be all over. Take a look at what happened in Manhattan. Take a look at what happened in New Jersey. Take a look at what happened in Virginia and other places. They're not losing 2%, 1%, which, by the way, is too much. An election could be one or less for that. They're losing 30 and 40%. It's a fraud, and it's a shame. And can you imagine where they say you have to have your ballot in by November 10th? November 10th.
Melee out.
That's 7 days after the election, in theory, should have been announced.
Okay.
We have major
Guys, stop pulling
states
aggro on the damn
Emperor.
Emperor.
All run by Democrats. It's
President Trump, you're going to be able to continue. You have been charging
Exploding bug.
Mail-in balloting is going to be a disaster. You say it's rigged, that it's going to lead to fraud. But in 2018,
kill the big bug. It's on the healers.
31 million people voted mail-in voting. That was a quarter, more than a quarter of all the voters that year.
Oh my God, guys, you gotta kill the fucking big bugs that just killed email.
Guys, push it, push it.
Melee out.
Big threat lead.
And are you counting
melee out, melee out, melee out.
Justice Barrett to settle any dispute?
Yeah, I think I'm counting on them to look at the ballots, definitely. I don't think I hope we don't need them in terms of the election itself. But for the ballots, I think so, because what's happening is incredible.
I'd like no raid.
I read today we're at least 1%
Don't shove me
of
on
the
the
ballots
pole.
for 2016.
Kill the big bug. Do not attack the Emperor. Kill the big bug.
Hey, you're good to go, Melee.
Alright.
Millions of ballots going out
What
right
you
now.
do
What
is
are
you
you
go
gonna
and
do?
vote. You do a
Fucking melt the
solicited ballot,
fucker.
and that's okay.
I know
Or you go and vote.
I'm asking you about the fact that millions of people.
Caster, stop
You
DPS.
go and vote.
but
Like
I'm
they,
saying is
like
Melee,
they
get
used
out.
to in the old-
Millions of people.
You either do, Chris, a solicited ballot where
Get
you're
the fuck
sending it
out.
in, they're sending it back, and you're sending. They have mailmen with lots of it. Did you see what's going on? Take a look at West Virginia. Mailmen selling the ballots. They're
Big
being
Zog on
sold.
P-Star,
They're
Big
being
Zog on
dumped in
P-Star.
rivers. This is a horrible thing for our country.
There is no.
This is not.
There is no.
This is
Someone
not
demo
going
truck.
to end well.
There is
Okay.
no
Five bars dead.
It's not going
Vice
to
President
end well.
Biden.
5 states have had
We'll
mail-in
kill him now.
ballots.
We're
Kill
killing.
him now.
Kill,
Zog,
kill,
everywhere.
kill.
Kill him now.
5, including 2 Republican states.
Big Zog, Big Zog.
And you don't have to
Stay
solicit
on
the
him.
ballot,
Just kill
it's
him,
sent to
please.
you. It's sent to your home. What we're saying is, they're saying
Bugs.
is that
Jesus.
We win.
Bugs,
by
bugs,
by
bugs.
election day. If it goes in until the 7th, 8th, 9th, it's still
Hey guys, I just want y'all to know, Yeager is our raid coordinator. Please listen to him. He's not talking just for fun.
I want to continue with you on this. Vice President
We've had
Biden,
way too many people that pulled aggro on me and Malal.
Yeah, honestly, the mages, like, that's targeting you right now. Maybe, Bueller, you gotta keep an eye on you guys, because I've seen, like, 7 mages pull tonight. I think that's a problem.
Sometimes hundreds of thousands of ballots are thrown out.
Like, I've seen it with my eyes when I'm seeing thirsty tanking.
Or there is some other irregularity, or they missed.
There's 6 mages in the raid, and I never pulled, so it has to be less than 5.
That the Supreme Court
Yes.
with a justice
On every
Barrett
attempt it
will
happens.
settle any dispute.
I'm concerned that any court would settle this because here's the deal. When you file,
I guess just finish these bugs up so we can start resing people.
Do we need to do any
you're
loot?
supposed to have an affidavit.
We got
If you
about
didn't
25
know,
minutes.
Someone say that this is
Yeah,
me.
we have 28
You should be
minutes,
able to,
Scram.
if in fact you can verify
Start
that's
now
you when
while
before
we
the ballot
rest.
is thrown out.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's sufficient to be able to count the ballot because someone made a mistake and not dotting the correct I. Who they voted for,
Right.
Also-
justify, say who they
Sorry,
voted
go
for,
Good
say
opinion
it's you.
first.
That is totally legitimate.
All right.
When you have 80
It's
million
when I'm
ballots,
saying kill the
Senate is
fucking
swamping
bugs.
the system.
I don't mean go and
You know it
fucking
can't be
poke the
done.
Emperor
You
in the
know it
ass
can't,
again.
and already,
I seriously mean kill the fucking bugs, because Emo literally died because a big bug was just beating the shit out of him. And he died because nobody else but me and like 2 other people were hit.
Currently by law.
Takes 2 fucking seconds for you to turn around and hit the thing twice.
Ballots, even take them out of the envelopes and
Yes.
flatten them until election day. That means that it's likely, because there's going to be a huge increase in mail-in balloting, that we are not going to know on election night who the winner is, that it could be days, it could be weeks,
could be months,
until we find out who the new president is. So first for you, sir, finally for the vice president, I hope neither of you will interrupt the other. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm during this extended period, not to engage in any civil unrest, and will you pledge tonight that you will not declare victory until the election has been independently certified? President Trump, you
I'm
go first.
urging my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully. because that's what has to happen. I am urging them to do it. As you know, today there was a big problem. In Philadelphia, they went in to watch. They were called poll watchers.
I know Luke's been off, guys. Let's get the next poll. Or try to get it marked. Make sure we got our tank assignments. 2 tanks per mob, like we've been doing.
And I am urging my people. I hope it's going to be a fair election. If it's a fair election, I am 100% on board. But if I see tens of thousands of ballots being manipulated, I can't go along with that.
Just do,
and I'll tell you what, from a common sense, I'll tell you what it means. It means you have a fraudulent election. You're sending out 80 million ballots. They're not equipped to. These people aren't equipped to handle it. Number one. Number two, they cheat. They cheat. Hey, they found ballots in a waste paper basket 3 days ago, and they all had the name military ballots. They were military. They all had the name Trump on them.
Vice President
you think
Biden,
that's good?
Vice President Biden, final question for you. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm while the vote is counted, and will you pledge not to declare victory until the election is independently certified?
Yes. Here's the deal. They count the ballots, as you pointed out. Some of these ballots in some states can't even be opened until Election Day. And if there's thousands of ballots, it's going to take time to do it. And by the way, our military, they've been voting by ballots since at the end of the Civil War, in effect. And that's what's going to happen. Why was it not? Why is it for them somehow not fraudulent?
All right,
it's the same process.
It's in a good position.
It's honest. No one has established at all that there is fraud related to mail-in ballots.
Yeah, I get this one. We'll mark it on the go.
It's already been established. Take a look at Carolyn Monroe's race in Manhattan.
You had an opportunity to respond.
Carolyn Monroe.
Go ahead.
They have no idea what happened.
Vice President Biden, go ahead.
He has no idea what he's talking about.
Same Warriors as usual. Grout, which target were you normally in?
You know why? Because
everybody back up. You don't want to get fucking cleaved to death.
All the ballots are counted. All the votes are counted.
Triangle is loose,
That'll be the end
which
of it.
is Moon
And
right
if
now.
It's me, in fact, fine. If it's not me, I'll support the outcome. And I'll be a president not just for
I got it back, Walker. Thanks.
Democrats. I'll be a president for Democrats
Star got
and
no backup.
And this guy,
Like
I want to
Moosey has
say,
no backup.
No, I'll go back to Star up.
Will you
See
say
the
that's
skulls
the end of
there.
it? This is
Alright,
the end of
Are you X, Mooski? I'm on X. I'm on X with Mooski.
Star, I'm playing goal line.
more debates as we go
Be careful with that Mind Slayer right there, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying. Someone kill these bugs on Blackfire.
Thank you both for participating.
Yeah,
in
I
the
got
first
it.
of 3 debates that you have agreed to engage in. We want to thank Case Western Reserve
I kept looking for my
University
mark
and the
my
Cleveland
size
Clinic
3.
for hosting this event. The next debate, sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates, will be 1 week from tomorrow, October 7th, at the University of Utah
bring it to that corner.
in Salt Lake City. The 2
Yeah,
vice presidential
Don't.
nominees,
I would not bring it
President
to the
Senator
doorway.
Kamala
Do not
Harris,
take it to the doorway.
will debate at 9 p.m. Eastern that night. We hope you watch. Until then, thank you and good night.
Get out.
If hearing that this debate is over was music to
got
your
this by
ears,
Briar going back to
you may
BTS.
not be alone.
Yeah, I got-
What could have been a low point in American
Yep.
political discourse, certainly in
Sorry
any
for my
modern,
side door with
debate
panic
we've
grab
seen
something.
just took place over an hour and
Hey,
a half. If you showed up looking
Walker,
for a
can you
unified,
handle
you
this
got,
real quick about the hammer?
between these two men, language that we have rarely heard from candidates in a political debate, a name calling that went to a new level. Frankly, Savannah Guthrie, I'm a bit at a loss for words here to describe what we've just witnessed.
Well, maybe because I think, like so many in this country watching this, your jaw just dropped. You can't pretend that this was a normal debate, a normal example of American democracy,
Let's
a
res once you eat your manas.
tussle between foes. This was different.
Woo!
This was an all-out grudge match. It was undignified at many times. It was cringeworthy at many times. And you just, as I turn to Chuck, we can't pretend, and I can't go to you, Chuck, with my normal give me some political analysis question, because I think we need to just pause for a moment and say, that was crazy. What was that?
It was a train wreck. But it was a train wreck of the making of one person. I mean, we know who did it. President Trump did this. And in some ways, it's the only way he knows what to do. He bulldozed over the
Remember,
moderator,
let the Mind
bulldozed over
Slayers
Chris
be
Wallace,
pulled into the cubbies.
bulldozed, and at times flustered Joe Biden. But I don't know if anybody wouldn't have been flustered by the president's behavior and the president's performance. It was a pure train wreck. I don't know how that helped anybody. If you were watching this as an undecided voter, I don't know if it helped at all. I don't know what you learned.
Well, did you stay on the channel? I got a lot of texts from people saying I turned it off.
Mind control.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of those comments too, both from true outsiders and from friends and family. A lot of people
Try to get X away from the casters so they don't silence.
CC Waka.
What are you on this?
Get on square.
Alright, I'll
I
back
will
you up.
say this. Joe Biden's campaign has been trying to make the case, essentially, that President Trump
Melee out on square, go to moon.
a bully and has no plans.
I'm gonna pull it further back so it doesn't fear P-Star.
I think at times, and certainly President Trump played the role of the bully quite well.
Melee
The Trump
hide,
campaign
let range
has been
finish
trying
it.
to paint Joe Biden as out of it and captive of the left. I think his folks are going to think that the president scored some points here or there. But
Purge them like El Tilted.
people are going to look
Let's
at this
go.
and feel perhaps a tad empathetic for anybody that had to participate in this.
Job, guys.
Let me go to Andrea Mitchell right now. Andrea, many of the things that we talked about in the last couple of days came true in terms of the president's strategy to try to get under Joe Biden's skin. He went after his son Hunter on
Is this the point where it's safe to move up, or are we still gonna pull one more back?
when Vice President Biden was talking about his son Bo, who had died honorably serving as a soldier.
True. I mean, but this was such a hot mess. You can fault Joe Biden perhaps for letting the president get him rattled and for not drilling down on the tax issue and other issues. But frankly, the format,
Easy one coming up.
that you have to fault the moderator in the way the questions were posed. Once President Trump was rolling over them and bulldozing them, because they didn't talk about COVID nearly as much as race and violence and protests. I mean, it was really in the
Careful
ballpark
with
of the
that.
president because he kept bringing things back to that issue and not letting Joe Biden answer a question. So by blowing it all up and running roughshod over everyone else, he didn't let Joe Biden make the points that he was prepared to make.
Careful, emo on
until
Blackfriar, you're
perhaps
going
the
to get
last half hour,
clipped.
last hour, perhaps 45 minutes, where Biden seemed to regain his footing. And the contrast was clear. But I've been watching debates, covering debates since 1976. I've never seen anything like this. Anyone else have. Compare it to any debate in presidential history. This was a disgrace, frankly. And the president just did not observe any of the format that his own campaign had agreed to.
goal line.
So I'm not sure what Joe Biden could have done other than trying to get a word in and trying to answer the questions that were asked.
Well, let me go to Hallie Jackson, who is at the debate hall. I mean, a couple of things here. The famous maxim inside Trump world is let Trump be Trump. He definitely was Trump, but even kind of a supersized version of himself. So whether or not that was part of the strategy, I'd like to hear you on whether or not the campaign was going in there with that motivation. And Biden, on the other hand, he did have his opportunities. Did he make the most of them, or did he lose opportunities?
A couple of things on that, Savannah. When you talk about the idea of the president's strategy,
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
letting Trump be Trump
Imagine wiping on fucking twins, dude.
Sources close to the preparations here had
That's
said they
something we
wanted
should
the
ask the campaign sources about.
Rotten tomatoes,
they were coming
need
into
them
this
out.
with. Obviously, that happened. That was an
Rotten
incredibly
Tomatoes,
aggressive
you son
Donald
of a
Trump
bitch.
on stage tonight. He went
No,
after,
I'm
as
good.
expected,
Thank you,
Hunter
though.
Biden multiple times. Of course, the vice president.
Oh shit, I'm out of water.
We talk about, Savannah, Vice President Biden being on defense to that degree
There's a lot of people in this.
because of the nature of the interruptions.
Yes,
frankly,
everybody
from
come
the
on, move up,
president.
move up.
It seemed like it was difficult for Joe
Use your
Biden to be
defense,
able to
use your
pursue
cooldowns.
any
Healers are in the back.
substantive way when the president was sort of rat-a-tat-tat
CC
with
Yeager.
attacks on Biden repeatedly over and over again on Hunter Biden. I can tell you
Bunch
that
of
there's
bugs.
already sort of appreciation from people in Trump world for those Hunter Biden attacks. That is something that you're going to be hearing over the next 24, 48 hours and beyond. As Chuck points out, there are some different moments that people who support President Trump are seizing on to say, listen,
can we
he
move
was on his
square
game, he
away
had
so I can
energy,
use that
is sort of
pillar?
the thinking here. He came out and attacked. On the other hand, I think it is notable when we talk about the substance of this debate, a couple of points, and things that the president simply did not say. It cannot go unnoticed
swear
that
for
Joe
now,
Biden,
guys.
the former vice president,
dangerous
directly
kill
called
spot for
President
swear.
Trump a racist.
Yeah.
President Trump did not respond to that.
Yeah,
The
it's
president was
targeting them.
directly asked to denounce white supremacy and the Proud Boys. The president said,
Alright, melee out on swear.
stand by, which
Melee
is
out
not
on
at the
swear.
CC
The
Jaeger.
president was directly asked to urge calm to his supporters during the vote count ahead of Election Day. President Trump did not do that. I think substantively, those are some of the things that you're going to be hearing about over the next couple of days. And just to give you a sense, I have to tell you, inside this debate hall, I've been to other debates. This was very different for a lot of reasons, notably from some of the COVID precautions and the much smaller audience. It was a much more intimate hall feeling, and that made it jarring, frankly, to see this chaos on the stage go down, just as somebody who is inside the room here.
All right, let's bring in our guest, Rich Lowry, editor of the National Review, also Claire McCaskill, former Democratic senator from Missouri. Both are NBC News political contributors. Senator, let me
Let's
first
go.
talk to you about, there's a lot of focus, obviously,
Rez,
on what
Mana
Donald
Bird.
Trump did and his performance, but isolating, if you can, Joe Biden, his reaction to it, his losing his temper at times, how much does that hurt him?
Hey, I don't son, guys.
Anybody who tries to characterize this debate as somehow
Hey guys, a
equivalent
night like
in
this
terms of
happens
the
sometimes.
behavior of those two candidates is not
We're gonna
being
learn
fair
from
to
it,
Joe
and next
Biden.
week we're gonna do it
Donald
below an
Trump
hour.
was a bully. He was
Growing pains.
non-presidential.
We're not going to get better
He
every
was
single week. Like,
frankly
we have to expect to have
outrageous.
setbacks like
It
that.
was sad
But we learned a lot.
to
Like,
watch it
Buffalo
as an
Twins was fucking
American.
amazing.
He's the
Next week we're
president
going to
of the
one-shot
United
it. We're going to
States,
carry on that
and he
pace. If he starts
behaved like a
100% right with the sub 1
Trump
hour. Can't wait.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean the
And
fucking
Joe
Biscuit
Biden,
is girl is
I think,
fucking amazing.
Literally
presidential
everything up to that
self-control.
was
Now, did
pretty
he
pog.
tell him to be quiet?
There was something I wanted to discuss. First, boss, a lot of people died. I'm curious what happened.
So I know Teleron died because he got hit by 3 fucking
really got run over by
Earth
Donald
shocks.
Trump's outrageous behavior on that stage tonight.
So
I got
there's
slowed down by melee when I was MC.
Yeah, the Earth Shock happens to be like only when a tank isn't on. It's kind of like when there's an tank on that. So
Well, that was the
we
question
just
I wanted to ask
had a
Rich Lowry,
momentary
who of
lapse
course
in
is the
detail.
editor of the
So I
Conservative
think it's
National
really
Review.
important for people to be careful with Cleave too when we're fighting them, because when they split before they port, they split momentarily in the spot that they're at. Like they'll split there and then they teleport away sometimes, and then it's just like a fucking shit show. Yep.
We should probably keep Blackbriar
I don't want to kill it there. I don't want to kill it there. I was trying to save the healers, man.
We should probably use Blackbriar on one of the stairs because his DPS is nothing, and he would save people's lives with Earthshock, and we should sacrifice a warrior to do the same thing on the other step because DPS is so fast.
I'm on a stair.
Blackbriar's normally on the right side if you're looking at the thing.
Well, how come they weren't tanked?
They were?
Like, sometimes
You get mind controlled, all that shit. And then I think there was people that weren't getting CC'd fast enough. So, and then the Warlocks need, I mean, they're doing a good job, but they need to just be itchy finger with that fucking Curse of Tongues, yeah.
mind numbing is huge too. So.
Yeah, Rogues need to probably do mind
I mean,
numbing.
realistically, I don't think there was any problem with
Yeah.
cast time
It's Trump that needs
of
the trajectory of this race to
Arcane
change.
Explosion. I mean, you can always just like look at the VOD later and figure it out after raid.
Take a quick break here. We'll be
Yeah,
back with
I know,
more
but
on
I've got
tonight's
40
debate
of
in
you
just a moment.
brains here to help me out figure it out. 'cause
I mean, if I'm looking at damage taken from Arcane Explosion, there was 79.8k damage that went out with that. But that was
really
like,
not that.
which is not a lot.
Oh, we're done with this?
Go. Lot of twirly bitches. Free as a bird.
Hey, Malazan and Zenlight do some dispels.
He'll Malazan, he gonna die! Sorry, there's nothing we could do.
I don't have a backup on square. I don't know where it's at.
Get square.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Alright, max range, Moon.
Melee, just move the triangle. Melee out. Melee, go to triangle.
Also, perhaps, Blackbear, you want to give us the speech about the totem dummy or the target dummy, sir? Sorry.
So, Masterwork target dummy guys, they're an amazing little thing. They auto AoE taunt anything. They can take about 2 hits from like the Cthulhu tentacle. They are an amazing item for an oh shit taunt or getting things together. For example, after the warriors die, little bugs. Just another consumable that you can use to try to keep things in place, even if it's for a short amount of time. Even healers, if you pop one, if mobs come towards you.
Bueller, can you tell us which class benefits the most from this particular consume and why?
DPS, a melee DPS should be using them. Anytime melee DPS uses it, it's basically the equivalent of a lip. You know, you're throwing a thing down where everyone can go and attack that, get away from you for a few seconds, and aggregate them for AoE. So pretty much all of our melee that's engineer should be bringing, you know, probably 2 of those to raid as well. You know, as Blackfire said as well, it can be an oh shit kind of save me as well if you're a healer or a caster, but healers typically aren't pulling. I'd recommend the warriors bring them all.
Can we type in the raid chat the exact name? Because I don't even know myself.
We'll link. Actually, I just died. I'm re-consuming and all that.
Also, when they die, be sure to like loot them because they do give you mats to remake them.
Sure, yep, got the mana drains, I like it. Make sure we're getting X.
Nice Sunders, guys. Really good.
Well, guess what? Mine's already got 5 Sunders, baby.
Who are you again? Oh, that's right. You were the tank without buffs when we started the raid.
Go fuck yourself. I can't wait till you get fucking dispelled.
Especially next week when we're going to try to push time a little bit harder. We're going to be extra buffed, and you know a lot of DPS is going to be flasking, spending extra money. That's an extra oh shit button that's going to keep us alive, keep you alive, keep your buffs going. Like all of our engineers should be bringing 1 or 2 of those to save their fucking lives and save the raid's lives.
Next week is DMF, right?
Yes.
Now that being said, guys, you don't want to be popping them all the times because you will fuck up your tanks. But any AoE taunt situation, those are ideal. They have about 2k health. They will die. It's fine, but it keeps things together long enough for people to kill it.
Stack.
Any minor should be able to make those easily.
You can chain them all you want.
No, I mean like, are they single in your inventory? Or do they stack like 10, 20?
Don't know.
Single. They're fairly cheap to make.
Because let's say B-Star were to die, God forbid, and everyone's worried that like the healers aren't going to transition fast enough to the next tank. Boom, buy yourself 3 seconds. Drop one of those. Pick them up after the dummy.
Mana burn.
Also, having a macro that doesn't say that you dropped one is nice because then people will know. Sometimes things are happening too quick in those kind of packs, but it is a good consumable to have. It's a great oh shit button.
It's also probably like super good for those warriors.
Yeah,
it's great.
Warriors, all you warriors that are losing your buffs or dying on trash, like that's
specifically the mob Vecnus warrior is what I'm referring to.
One moment I'm gonna do the hammer because it's running out of time. We got this is gonna be open. All right, putting up for bid.
So per the loot spreadsheet, if you win it, you're gonna get a second one because one of them isn't worth anything. You need both to actually make something good.
Recommend for a non-orc warrior.
All right, so Telron.
I think that was the pity buy of that item right there.
I mean, heck, you can get Annihilation now and rock 2 of those.
Yeah, that's what I thought of too, by the way, viewer.
Isn't that one of the more rare items in here?
Yeah. In the Alliance, this is an insane weapon.
Guys, heal walk. Okay, that unmarked is free. Someone needs to pick it up.
X Baby has it.
Purge.
Kind of love AoE silence.
I mean,
You have T-Mobile?
Yeah, he's the last one.
Yeah, I'd be embarrassed to answer that question too.
Yes, I do have T-Mobile.
They're Sprint now.
Oh, Sprint was T-Mobile.
Yeah, T-Mobile bought Sprint.
Yeah, it is. Get your shit together, dog.
That's what happens when you drink all the time.
Taking dog right.
It's actually a wolf.
Let's take a few steps back with it. I don't think we're gonna pull, but just to be sure.
Mana burns on X.
Yeah, he
That's mana burns. Rank them.
Mana burns on X.
good. Yeah, sorry, Melee got hit with the hit debuff, so they didn't die as quick.
Mana burns on X? Question mark?
Dispel the.
Hey, Ron John, if you want to get back with your boy, now's the time.
That's good.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, anytime. I'm logging over now.
I linked the mats for that target dummy in raid chat. You might have to go up a little bit farther, but it's not expensive at all. Anyone who farms for Arcanite can easily make that.
Yeah, they're pro. Do them whenever, Malala. We trust you.
Probably don't need to worry about getting so far back. There's no real pads.
If you don't have the pattern, it drops from Winter Spring. Or it's a rare pattern or a timed pattern.
You can just spread these out.
CC Blackfire?
Sorry, Blackbird, I gave you a little love tap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Better than that Ignite.
Okay, guys, we're officially done with those packs. I think it's pretty safe to say we're not gonna do Black Wingler tonight, too.
Yep. Fucked up.
What'd you just say to me?
Right, we're gonna do
Molten Core.
Molten Core, BWL, and Onyxia all tonight too, right?
We should do Onyxia, though.
You get Binding Run?
Bindings and then finish MC.
To Oro, right?
Yes, Oro.
Oro.
Yes.
GNPP.
Oral.
Can we have Whiskey go first? I'll be second, you be third. I like it.
Yep, that sounds good.
Do y'all want a caster thing that we do in the other team? The casters go and line up. I can show everybody where to go.
Yeah, let's do it. I think most of us know. We'll go.
Casters, you can hug the wall and come on me, the lock tanks and the mages.
I'm Budari.
Swag. This is how Daddy died.
Yeah, how we do it?
There it is.
Sweet.
Hey, just try. Cersei, you're next.
New Daddy is dead.
Blackbriar.
Sandblast, run. They all got it. Someone, the caster side, please call the Sandblast. Bueller.
I'm gonna get a next. I'm above Malal.
Yep, and then
Sandblast,
Richard and Walker.
Briar has threat. Do not worry.
Someone was.
Axe baby.
Malal. We're dodging it this time. I'll call it out.
P-star down.
Shit.
Better have some tanks here.
Sandblast in 3 seconds. Casters die. Get the fuck out of it. Get back in.
Sweeping 7.
Sweeping 3.
Out again. We're leaving in 5 seconds, Casters. Casters, run now.
Sandblast now.
Guys, every caster's running when I say run. I don't know why you didn't move, guys.
It was only Xenobar that got hit.
Sweeping 2.
They're doing it to drop their tread. Since I think they don't want to do the job.
It's Malal. Malal, you're doing it again. Casters are running again this time. Running
Sandblast.
Now. Every caster.
Taran, emo, crap, Mooski.
You guys ran out too soon, by the way. Sandblast and 9.
Alright, Moo Daddy, if you've got the big cooldown, pop it.
Run now.
Get out.
Shield wall.
Here's the Sandblast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Popcorn, right under me, tight.
Yeah, watch out for the popcorn, guys.
Oh, there's that Sandblast.
Try to move.
Crank this shit.
Move down.
Yeah, let's never say that again during a raid fight. He does Sandblast all the way.
Yeah, he does. Just kill the bat.
Sandblast in 2, 1.
Guys, get on the ad.
He's gonna Sandblast and kill you guys.
He's like,
Maybe they can get it. I don't know.
Like 2 fireballs away. Come on, guys.
1.5%.
Fireball!
29k health. 28.
The fucking wipe.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we need to be smarter with the callouts. We fucked that up. Put it on leadership. This one.
You have to release.
Yeah, I guess this one we have to run back. Get your booties in motion.
Yikes.
Well,
the twin imps though.
Yeah, we can go to twin imps. Something interesting though, like after the cooldown, like DBM didn't know when it was gonna cast it again.
So it seems like some melee are just trying to rush back in immediately right after a sweep. Don't do that if there's not a tank that's higher than threatening you in melee range, or you're just gonna fucking kill yourself. Watched a couple people pop sprint to run right back in.
You can also step out so you don't get hit by it too.
Mm-hmm.
If I can keep it, then you guys will be fine because I can always feral charge.
When we get inside, I need to do Sartora's loot and possibly Thancred, so I'm gonna get started right away. I'll link the stuff now. I will do recomposed boots first.
Where were the bangers, man? Gotta find the bangers.
Alright.
Those are the bangers.
Bueller, you want that?
I want that. I'm confused why it says bidding closed and then trade it says 2-1 afterwards. Oh, time off. Okay.
Okay. Alright. No worries. You got it. I will do the gloves now.
King's honor, friend. Be careful.
Hi, how are ya? Goodbye now.
Yeesh. What a night.
Alright, Richard, congrats.
Yeah, don't turn in your things,
Man,
just get
that's
whoever
what
got
the
it.
fuck.
Like, stop turning in the...
What a fucking night.
Oh, rip! I didn't have to bid. Forfeit to whatever.
Hey, it's a good item, man. Just fucking own it.
Yeah, it's like literally, you don't fucking take that thing off for a while, especially if you're swords.
Focus up, guys. We had probably our best ever front half and our worst ever back half. So let's finish strong with these last 2 bosses.
I had a girlfriend like that. What?
True.
Alright, I'm gonna do Thancred.
Use a lawnmower.
At least you got the Manscaped starter pack.
Yeah, I got it in the mail.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna do the leggings first.
Ugh.
Really good warriors and you're not world buff. You should buy them. That's how you maintain crit. Okay, flirt.
Alright, Chronic.
The NS.
Alright, Shaman's gonna do Toad.
Oh, thanks, Will.
Alright, Fire and Blood, red.
By the way, it looks like we're gonna have an earlier anchor next week. If you wanna anchor yourself earlier.
Pop an NR pot now if you haven't. Cast your DPS, get into the spot already. My callouts are exclusive to casters.
Shit, crit.
Cersei's tanking. We're moving, guys. Casters move.
I'm V-Star still, probably.
Turn around, John.
Nice.
Nice.
Back on P.
Ron, you're gonna be pulling again this time.
Yep, I got it.
Sweep in 5.
Blast in 5. Casters move.
So pack that trunk and board that ship.
Casters in.
The boat leaves soon. From the
Ronnie John cranking, I like it. Oh, not bad.
Sweep in 5.
I'm stopping DPS. I'm stopping.
Casters move. Just move.
Yep.
Yeah, we still got a good shit, guys.
Ron, you gotta pump harder.
Oh, I'm pumping.
Sweep in 5.
Ron or Cersei. Stay, guys. Staying right now.
I'm stopping DPS.
Casters out now. No. Stop your cast. Run. Critic, fuck you, run.
It's on P-Star.
Yeah.
It's on act.
Melee step out. Let the tanks get it.
Sweep in 4.
Cersei's tanking.
Big heals on Axe, baby.
Casters out in 3, 2, 1. Casters move.
Still on Axe, baby, guys. Watch your threat.
Sweep in 3.
Job.
Casters out in 3, 2, 1. Casters out.
Walker. It's gonna be a Walker.
Ready for crank life. Zerk, let's go.
It's on Jaeger.
We got it.
Sweep in 4.
Emo. All the warriors should put a shield right now.
Casters out for the final time in 3, 2, 1. We're coming back and just cranking.
Almost rogue tank.
You guys ran out too fast. You guys ran out too fast.
Alright, we gotta deal with something. So if we don't have like the caster we want on top, we all the melee are gonna have to turn on the other side. Because right now, I think we all saw the same thing.
The casters ran out too early.
Yeah, I tried to get up there as fast as I could.
So guys, just nuke it. You got it right here. Just fucking nuke him.
Keep DPSing them, guys.
Where the warm winds blow. And the silver
Get the ads.
that could use strong arms.
Remember, you need to stand at max range, and then when he's casting, that's when you have to move out.
I mean, you can move at 2 seconds till cast, but like pretty much not before, or else it can fuck it like that.
Okay, make sure there's a soul stone out. I think everyone's gonna die here.
I would. Do those despawn?
They don't.
I don't know. Moal's eating the lid, so.
Nice. Let's just spawn and come back in.
My God.
We can also teleport to final chamber now and be right at Cthulhu.
They despawn. Malal, confirm you have the loot.
He got it.
At least you can just teleport people and get this thing after you. If we're doing Oni after this, correct?
Sorry, I didn't know my mic, but yes, I got the loot. We have to do missions as soon as we get in. We got 8 minutes on it.
I don't know why we're wiping so much today. Jesus.
The dust it blows, say wail. But the foreman he's under the Duke's greedy thumb, making them miners work. They pull out that silver and make that man rich. Come home, faces black as pitch, say
Talron, I could not hear you if you were talking.
Guys, let's focus up. We're always good at Cthulhu here. I want to avoid a sloppy mistake. It's not a very intense fight. It's just a mechanics fight. We all know it. We've done it a million times. Let's focus up. Let's get some of the fattest loot in the game. I'm sensing something nice. So everyone get ready. Get your head on straight. Let's go.
So, does anybody know?
Gotta get this loot done for Cthulhu. I'll link it, and remember for each of the findings we have 2 of them, so that the top 2. And if you're shaman, it will complete your 5 and 5. Yourself, you. I'm gonna start with leggings. The dust it blows, say wail. The silvery glow.
I don't think we should nature, but now we have 1 trash pack to do.
Are we going in the back way, or?
A bunch of us split, so we're gonna kill the pet. Or is it dead?
No one wants that. I'm gonna do the Bindings of Dominance first, which are the
No turns, guys. Get the fuck to twin.
Token for shamans, mages, warlocks, and druids.
You could have just teleported literally.
Yeah, teleport to the final chamber.
Wow, cool.
That's what I did, but I'm guessing a few people didn't do that.
I did twins because I listened to Bueller.
Please not step in front of like, don't be that person that makes me throw myself
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Alright, so only a totem wants rats.
But now it's all stones way out on cold seas. And if
alright, and then gonna do the other binding, which is for the priests.
Oh, sinful religion.
Amy, do you want the other one, or?
It's in a hold, so if no one else wants it, I'll take it.
Yeah, no one.
Start building it.
Guys, no one else kids.
That's probably just someone Cersei, I think. No one else took the other pet.
Alright, so looks like Kinshri and Almo, grass guys.
wind blows over the silky black waves, brother, protect me from a watery grave. A watery grave.
Did anyone loot oral for retire?
Yes.
We have the loot. clearing this stuff out.
So it's another perilous night. Now come, young sailor, learn from my trials. If you're dreaming of sailing the empire of the isles, it's a tell hard times with death every day. So don't believe a word that captain might say. Wind blow us over the sinky black wave. Brother, protect me from a watery grave. A watery grave.
Are we double stacking? I think we should double stack.
Yeah. Rogues will attack on the warriors in their group.
Rexy, get priest buffs, please.
Check your mark in your group. Be careful.
Shadow and nature protection. You have to nature protection.
Can you remove a bunch of the assists?
Oh yeah.
And then also, okay, we're good there.
Let's just remember in our pots on CD here with the staff, as well focus baby eyes with most of the melee on the eye, and then a little extra buy-in from DPS attack for baby eyes on Cryo.
Type slash range 10 right now on your computer.
Yo, hold up. I'm sorry. I'm having a communication issue. Can we just buff, guys? Please. Just press the buff button. There's no point in pulling with half buffs. It's not like we're fucking flying today. Yeah, you see, you catch my drift? Let's get our fucking fort back. Group 4, fort. Press the... This is literally the only reason you're a priest. Buff, dispel. Nothing else you're doing in this fucking raid except buffing and dispelling.
Someone quote that.
Shut up! Buff, dispel.
Man,
Let's go.
someone quote that.
My range 10, I get range radar, cannot be used.
Stop running back and forth, especially considering you've literally pulled
We
this
all
twice.
need it.
Kyle,
Wait.
standing is free.
Hey guys, seriously, fucking ship up.
They can just focus
Shut
here.
the fuck up. Calling the boss in 20 seconds.
Yeah, guys, just focus right. 5 please. Alright.
Y'all are gonna need to yell at Emo if he's too close. My range 10 is not working.
All good.
If you're not confident, just don't participate if there's one.
Quiet game time.
Just listen.
1-8, 2-7, 5, 4-6.
Remember, all your 3-minute and 1.5 minute CDs on cooldown.
Rogue stack with your warriors.
Yeah, we just.
The marks are getting fucked up again, so just remember.
Just know your spot. Know your spot. Don't worry about it.
We've got two. Yeah, just make sure you're checking your range.
Dark Glare coming.
It's on Axe Baby's group.
Switch to ads immediately.
Focus those babies down.
Almost you win.
Make sure your slash range 10 for when this ends. We do not want to be fucking that up. Get to your final destination, slash range 10.
Alright, yeah, everyone get to your spot.
Hey.
Alright, Mooski, shift left, please.
Shift.
There we go, good.
Tentacles, babies. Everyone switch baby.
Baby Eyes Cryo, interrupts, rank 1, Earth Shocks.
Y'all tentacle up, guys. Y'all are not
Critic, move left.
There's a tentacle in Mooskie's side. 6, little tentacle.
So if you're the second person with not a mark, you gotta be looking at the tentacle as well.
Ready to stack by the entrance. Mages be ready to blink and get the far eye, baby eyes. Communicate on the stomach. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze.
Okay, Battle Res, Viva, and Iserman. Let's go.
We only have one battle res.
Viva.
Never mind, we have 0.
Mages be on your A game on the far tentacles. We're down 1.
Giant claw. Son of a bitch.
Sharing grapes from Pulero when you were the only one.
Zen, drift with us to keep us up.
Alright, we've got eyes coming soon.
You get back towards the door.
We could come back towards the stairs, everybody. Way too far spread. May just stay on the edge. That's it. The hunter.
Eyes. Get big eye in the middle. Need tongues on it. Get tongues on it. Thank you.
There's no interrupts on the eye. It killed me.
So 1 Mage Bless.
Yep.
Zen and Emo crank in the stomach. Let's get one of those down.
Tentacles in 5.
30% on 1.
Go far. We need
1.
10 with us.
Eyes up. Big tentacle. Get those interrupts out. Get the middle one in the back.
I need to get out.
Remember, don't double stack and kill each other.
Then you gotta get out. I can't keep you up.
The second tentacle's at 50%.
Hold 5 seconds left. Get it down to 20.
Sunders.
You ready for the far eyes?
Get Sunders up. Big eye near the
Big eye. Big eye.
interrupts out.
Got it.
Nuke
If
the
you can
stomach
kill
down.
it, Snook, kill it, kill it.
Nuke every cooldown. Get ready. Let's get all the debuffs
Walk
up.
get out.
Walk out.
PI
No
to
cooldowns.
So meet me.
It's gonna be 2 cycles probably, so.
Bring your sweetest grapes. We'll slip
make the second cycle easy by taking him over 60% right now.
and maybe we'll escape.
Keep Cursive Wreck up.
Somebody's gotta put it up. I'm dead.
Somebody get Cursive Wreck. It's about to fall off.
There's 2 Warlocks dead.
Oh, sorry. Alright.
Back to the old rinse and repeat. Let's do it, boys.
Giant Claw 5.
Grab a good old stun on it.
I'll get it next.
It's on axe, baby. Alright, tentacles in 25.
Rogues,
No,
you gotta
15.
banish
Stomach crank.
cheap shot on a big tentacle.
Stomach, we need cranking.
Eyes in 10. Get back to the front, please.
Mages drifting. Mages drift.
Eyes. Eyes. Eyes to the left. Tongues. Tongues. Big claw on 10. Five.
Mages drift. Range drift.
I got you, Emu.
Get that tentacle in the back. It's just fucking raping someone.
How are we doing in the tummy?
30%.
Is that the last one?
Yes.
Crank it. We have 10 seconds.
Kill it.
Kill it.
Kill it in less than 10 seconds. Everyone apply
Kill
debuffs
it.
on the boss. Apply debuffs on the boss.
Kill him. Everybody in the stomach, get out.
Every cooldown.
Can someone heal? No.
Raid's over.
You're inside the stomach.
Alright guys, I gotta do the Wasp Hide Gauntlets from Huhuran.
The PvP trinket tentacle.
Nice.
Seriously?
Thank you.
Bring in the gods.
Again? Oh, yo.
I'm gonna throw these up.
Flip clarity. How much?
If you're bidding on this loot, stay here, because 3 minutes isn't going to make it to Oni. So wait 5 minutes,
Yeah,
then go.
the rest we have plenty of time. This we need here, but looks like no one wants it. Oh, Falcon wants it. Okay. Rest
Dang, another tentacle. That's funny.
Cabo, trade me now, please.
Oh shit, you know what? I just looked at my current gloves. That's not really that much of an upgrade.
Oh, they're going up now.
I'm a little tilted. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a little deja vu. Sorry, I mean, I'm a little atrophy. Sorry, I mean, I'm a little quoi bois. Anyway. So yeah, that was not, how do we say, clean. That was pretty fucking dirty. Oh. We didn't, I don't think we lived up to MLG's requirements. We had some near misses. We have some. I think, from my perspective, I want to blame the healers because I feel like that's something I can fix. But realistically, the whole orchestration of the raid, like positioning and threat and all that shit, it's just dog shit, man. Like, it was not a clean run. You know, it's still an improvement, but like, yeah, I think Malison's got a very good point. You can't get complacent. Like, I don't know who the fuck, but like, we had to. I mean, what am I gonna talk about? Am I gonna talk about having to reapply buffs? It's the dumbest thing in the world. I think positioning and prioritizing your important healing targets was something we could work on. So like, the Earl wipe, dumb.
And Blackbriar.
The Twin Emps wipe, even dumber. Like, Muski got like shunked. Malal got shunked. And the bugs were loose. They were attacking like the tanks. They were attacking the range DPS. They were attacking the healers. You could say, oh, it was RNG. All right, fine.
The scale and a Discag and a Deathbringer.
I thought it was interesting that, you know, you've done this a million times and you think, oh, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking snooze fest. Turns out, no, it's not. It's gonna be a challenge. And it was a challenge because every time.
All of our healers, we have enchant healing gloves now.
Oh my.
Up.
Yeah, I posted it already as well.
Looking for one for that or
righteous orb?
No, I already learned it.
Yo. 3 nexus.
Right.
3 nexus. 1 righteous orb. It's the righteous orb, that's the problem. 30. Fuck. And I'm gonna put it on Transcendence. Alright. Anyway. So those are my thoughts. Do you think Can I just blame the debate for this one? I feel like everybody was just distracted. People were talking about it. I guarantee you, just like I had the debate in the background, everybody else had it, and they missed things that were obvious. And like, it disproportionately affects the way your play style. Like, if you just need 100% focus, if you need 100% focus and there's just something else going on.
Alright guys, just to get this out of the way, we did receive a loot council item on Cocoon, to collect the clarity. We'll be going to totem drop us, so rats totem.
Thank you.
Ballin', man. Second Cthulhu piece.
Load me up with Cthulhu gear, man.
Does Cthulhu drop any,
Death Sting?
I don't know.
Ask Grout about it.
Guys, that was a joke because nothing's dropped. Oh my god. Fuck you guys.
Anyway, I'm just talking with my my main man Sirak.
Actually, this only got 2 Dark Edges of Insanity already, I thought.
Like, I think I used up every single rune that I had. Now I need to go farm.
It's a political debate, man. Everything's too literal.
And I bought 100.
Honestly, getting a Death Sting was huge. Like, so early.
Would love to see 2 of those in Gear 3, you know.
Hey, Eiserman standing on a Fade Leaf in Dustwallow. I need someone to come pick this motherfucker and give it to me.
Not a Black Lotus, not interested.
Don't give it to him.
I'll pick it and I'll screenshot me deleting it. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Who's standing on it?
Eiserman. I'm by a.
It's yours, though. It's not Eiserman's. If you pick it, it's yours.
I was just gonna pick it because it's mine. Yeah, I'm a rogue.
Yep.
I'm by Tabitha's hut.
I'm coming, Eiserman. I'm coming to delete that.
So salty.
So do we still have time for the rest of the loot after Oni?
Oh, I don't have herbalism anymore, my bad.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
We have an hour almost on twins, like 55 minutes.
So forgive me for being a bit anxious about that.
Yep.
I'll keep a close eye on it.
I know. I'm just being a smart ass.
Yeah, well.
Well, I dropped herbalism for engineering, Cersei.
I know I did too, but I was waiting for you to actually realize you didn't have herbalism because I knew you didn't have it.
Looking forward to Thursday beers. $1
It's Tuesday, you gotta get there Wednesday.
It's always dollar beers at your house.
Are you saying that your place doesn't have 2-day-a-week dollar bottles? You don't go Wednesday and Thursday? What the fuck is this?
Just Thursdays.
That's poor. Gross. You need to find a new bar.
Dude, that's disgusting, man. Wednesday we had dollar bottles at one bar, and then Thursday we had dollar bottles at another bar. And then Friday, and then Saturday, and then you just start back up on Tuesday.
College town, so it's just like the one bar that.
Dude, college town you get nickel beers.
Yeah, dude. We had quarter beers at Rutgers.
Hey, since we're on the topic, have y'all tried the blood of Christ and the body of God?
The transubstantiation.
What about Domino's?
Dude, whoever orders
I didn't use my gift card that I have for Domino's.
Does anyone need a summons before I run inside?
Almost there.
Yeah, I need a summon. I had to run back.
I need one more clicker outside. It's just me and MOS. Oh, and there's Talk.
Wait, you said we're going outside to PvP?
Not a fucking golden shower.
What?
Sparkle.
That was my and I got that.
Who's getting a golden shower? So tired. Jesus fuck. I think that's what the problem is. It's cranky.
Just be careful, there's gonna be more coming up the hill. With the chain pulling.
You guys should back up.
You're not my dad.
You're right, I am.
You gotta put together a family tree at some point.
I came
Hey,
back
guys.
eating cigarettes.
I know it's early, but I want to just remind everyone this upcoming week's Darkmoon Fair Week. Definitely want to push it. Like, make sure you're getting every buff possible. We're going to be doing Darkmoon Fair runs early, starting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'll be going every day. I have lots of characters. I want to make sure everyone gets the buff smoothly. I want everyone to be, you know, fucking casters. It's the week we want to do Supreme Powers, Melee. Ensure your survivability. Consider buying a Titans. We're going to push it really hard next week. Just push it.
It's that Thunderbluff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thunderbluff.
There's this new buff that you can get. It's called Tilted Tears. You can come down any day and just fuck them up. And you get a nice buff.
Make sure to sign up early, please. The sheet. We have a link up with healers last minute. I'm not letting this happen another time.
Lock in sign up Sunday. Like, if you're not on the sign up sheet by Sunday, I'm gonna recruit someone brand new that will be coming through.
Especially healers, because we need you guys a lot.
I'll get my shaman to 60 for you.
Make sure to redrop your totems there, please.
Yeah, let's not have a rethink. Like, let's not do what we did last week, please.
I ran by a bunch.
Rotard, we'll have to do some hard res PWLs where we reserve everything shaman for you.
Did
Let that motherfucker go to a
I will
GDKP.
do it.
Let that man go to a GDKP. I'll just go with and collect his gold. I literally made fucking 1,200 gold on Saturday from just like doing GDKPs and gambling. It was fantastic.
And make sure you take all of Bible's money next time. That fucking
Hell yeah. I got like
Take
fucking
all of
600
it,
gold
please.
from them. I got like 600 gold from Bible last time.
Okay, guys, it's bus time.
Viscag, Deathbringer, Sharded Skin.
Please and thank you.
Druid tier 2 helm.
Double Nemesis?
Where's my Wind Fury, brah?
For all of you guys that don't have fucking
Oh, you don't have a shaman.
Barons or Barovs, this offhand's actually like a JV Barovs. Get it?
I think not
Put
a rogue
Rupture
is a
up.
rogue.
Rupture. Everybody rupture.
Fastest
Yeah,
pace
bring him
to
down.
the game.
Bring him down.
get hit by
On
the
the
fireball
well
if you fall.
left.
Vanish.
Let a warrior pick it up, guys. No need for a shit show. Axe baby's
Fucking
tanking.
fade.
North, big heals axe baby. Crank him. That's why axe baby's getting ACLG.
So I can tank with them using my axes.
Let's go.
Better tank than P-Star confirmed.
Double
wrap.
Oh,
God, fucking damn it.
I remember how long it took me to get my
And
round.
2 backpacks.
Oh, yo, that's Biss.
Tome of Arcane Brilliance?
Alright guys, so I'm gonna do the backpacks already. You know, the deal 200 gold to the guild bank, it's a roll.
Come on. Come on. Okay, not talks this time.
Top 2 rolls. Alright.
Here we go.
Oh my god, did I get a 96?
Casters, consider getting this cape to be your second cape, so you can have one with FR on it and one with NR on it, and you can use them for the 2 different capes. It's good to have a backup damage cape.
I only rolled to try to beat Jaeger's 96. What a waste of the night.
Alright.
He's tried so hard.
We got, what, Kinshri and Jaeger?
Hold on, I still have at least 30 more rolls I can pull out.
Still haven't beaten him. Alright, Kinshri and Jaeger. That's it. Alright guys, let's do loot quickly and keep going with this. Who doesn't have a Ani head that I can toss this one to for now?
Who's not turned in Oni head, guys?
Because I can't. I don't have anything. Alright.
Probably no one. It probably should just get rid of it.
And he's gonna give it to Zenovar. Fuck. Nah, it's alright.
Zenovar is not here.
Where do you go?
He's gone. Is there any of the draconic thing?
Yeah. I'll just destroy it. Alright, here you go, chat. Twitch Prime and I'll destroy the head.
Whoa. That's a fucking Onyxia buff?
Pick up another org portal. This is the last chance to leave this place.
Alright. I'm gonna do loot real quick. I will be on.
Wasn't
top
there like
of-
something that dropped that was useful? Tired. Mars gonna suck donkey dick.
Let me link what's left.
I need to run Strat Live. Get like you know, get like a thing.
Did John Kamara drop off oil again?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Vector Lash, by the way. Ring of the Emperor.
Alright,
Vector's
that's all we
died.
need. I'm gonna do it
Vanquish.
quick. If you don't want anything.
Ring of the God Slayer.
see
Eye of
Blizzard.
Cthulhu. Skin of the whatever the fuck. Burrowers Bracers. I'm a Wrath, Saffron Grip.
Is taken care of.
Wasn't there like a really cool ring?
Alright, I'm gonna start with the twin stuff.
Sign-ups are up, by the way, for Thursday.
Logs are up for Oni.
Alright, starting with.
What was the
gloves.
really cool ring that I wanted to roll on? It was like a cape.
Great show.
Did it get
Great reference.
what happened to the cape? Guys, any capers? Holy shit. Look at all these DKP entries. Alright, let's go.
No, it's a mistake. I'm sorry.
So wait, P-Star, do not count your bid?
Yeah, because yeah, don't count that bit.
Alright, Grad's black.
Sorry.
Alright, next up we have the Circlet, which is the token for warriors, priests, mages, and warlocks.
Didn't we get like this really nice piece? Am I wrong? Any piece droppers? No. Yo, look at that! I can make easy throw dynamite too.
Sun idols, right?
No, we literally got two.
I was.
I figured, but I'm gonna go. There's 3 boxes out.
Alright, Grads, Malazan.
You know the results. I might have to buy some just for my gear for next week.
Yo, how much for easy throw dynamite?
Alright, next up we have the Ring of Emperor Veclor.
Talk to me.
That's really good for bear. They're using it with the other one.
Easy throw. A gold per item. Yeah. Let's talk solid blasting powder.
Yes.
Powder. Oh, 63 silver for 1. And how much is it to make it?
Okay.
Solid stone.
Next up we have the Diadem, which is the head trinket token for Hunters, Rogues, Shamans, Druids. Remember, if you have 4 or 5, let us know.
So that seems about right because it's 2, right? So 33, 60, 66. So anything cheaper than 66, and then your turnaround price 66 plus your mage weave. How many? Is it 1 mage weave? 2 mage weaves. Oh, that's cheap. All right, so there's a bit of an upsell there, guys. Come on. So it's about 2 gold, 2 gold per stack of easy throw.
We're going to do the Carapace of the Old God, which is the chest token for warriors, hunters, rogues, and shamans. Wow, that really ran up at the end, but Gratz Kinshri with the 401 looks like. Alright, next up, I will do the Husk of the Old God, which is the chest token for priests, mages, warlocks, and druids.
I already have that. Right? What? I think I do.
Grad's Malazan.
It's a nice one. It's a good DPS piece. Didn't like a thing, like a...
Such a big difference.
Like a ring?
Next up we've got the Hentai Tentacle, the Vanquished Tentacle of Cthulhu. The literal big dick trinket.
Biz for Wrathy base.
Act maybe should bid on that. Perfect for him.
Whoa,
okay. Well, it went for 666 last time, so 420.
Any rankers?
69, 69.
Sinful.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, 666 club, baby.
It's fucking
Yeah, you can't bid real numbers, you fucking goddamn heathen. There are 3 numbers you can bid.
Hey Bueller, where are you at?
There's a 4th.
Yeah, right. 69, 420, and
No,
666.
any combination of those numbers is also acceptable. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna do the eye.
Who's I?
This is still caster Cryo.
Whoa.
Alright.
Congrats me.
Oh.
Goes to
Send this to
Malal.
Susan.
Yeah, that's Malal's voice. So
Ah.
but seriously, congrats.
Oh, thank you.
The game was rigged. Fuck the house.
Malal can see all your bets.
It's true. Alright, next up, we have, I'll do the Oro stuff, so we have Burrower Bracers.
Was the cloak on LC or something?
It was Loot Council, and it went out to Totem Drop. I announced it while we were
Oh.
out on it.
Oh, I missed that. Crash.
True.
So next up we got Burrower Bracers. I guess if you don't have your Rock Fury. Alright, Gratz, Circe, because you bid the 51st. Alrighty, Circe on the top of the bank, whenever you need. Alright, I'm gonna do Ring of the God Slayer next. Sorry guys for jumping around a bit. So this is the Agi ring off of him. Do any warriors want or need the Helms of Wrath, by the way? I guess I'll just put
It's
them
huge.
up.
No one wants it.
I'll put them up just in case. No, if someone's not paying attention on the disc. Alright, Gratz, P-Star. That macro.
The worst macro.
Slash. Alright, we got next leg tokens. So first is the Intact Hide, which is a token for warriors, rogues, priests, mages. Looks like
Yeah.
Richard, the 51.
Sneaky.
Richard, can you find me on top of the bank?
Yep, on my way.
P2, I got your thing. Alright, next we have the leg token for Hunters, Shamans, Warlocks, Druids.
Shaman, speak up if this is for set bonus.
Yeah, please let us know. I mean, they drop 100% time every week, but yeah, please let us know.
Someone take that foreskin.
No one wants a bris. Alright.
It's the foreskin of the great sandworm.
Wait, that might be an upgrade for me. Move on, I'll check.
Oh yeah, I can't disenchant it, so just let me know before I junk it. Alright, next up we got Helm of Wrath. We got two of these. And after this we have the cloak. And then Zenlight has the Ani head. Alright, Gratz.
That's right.
Active.
I get both of them for 50 DKP, right?
You do. You can enchant one way, the other another way. It's a festival for you.
I just saw. I just saw Frost Resist.
Do you want
and-
one?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, trade me because I got it. That's big.
I saw Frost Resist and was like, maybe I should run that.
You're right.
Alright, cloak, rape. Zen Light's still working on that DPS set.
How did you know?
Took
Ooh,
that
get
belt
fucked.
2 weeks ago.
Oh.
No, it's a pass. Give it to Zen.
Okay.
Give it to Zen. I'm fucking with him.
You earned it, oh man. I'm staying cheap, dude. Cheapo.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess, well, we do have the head. I don't have it in my bag.
Oh wait, where are you? Sorry, I was thinking about head.
Alright, I'm gonna hop off for the night, guys. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah. I'll trade it to whoever wins it. Or I could
Yeah.
hold it, I guess.
If anyone, yeah, if not, just bring it
Sign up for raid on Thursdays.
in. Fine. Yes. Coordinated.
Just do 50.
Okay. And yeah, Blackbear, I will put that up just to make it a little easier.
Alright, I know he's putting that up. Yeah, guys, every week, obviously, we try to improve as a regular. We're not trying to, obviously, like, fucking speed clear stuff. I get it, like, Darkmoon Fair Week is, like, our week to, like, really go hardcore. But just because it's not Darkmoon Fair Week doesn't mean you don't come prepared with your consumes and your focus and attention. Because we are trying to improve boss kills and just essentially overall, you know, every week. Because everybody wants that. Nobody wants to step back like we had tonight. So obviously, like, we take that seriously as leadership. Healers, in particular, like who we brought tonight, who we didn't bring, because we had a few back out. We'll be taking a close look at that, but seriously, like, we'll be taking, like, take it serious. Make sure just everyone's bringing their consumes, like it's expected. When we lean on their the guild bank, don't expect to get 20 fucking mongooses each week. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss, but you know, you are expected to, like, you know, pay your own fair share. Just don't lean on the bank to supply everything for you. Maybe just like I myself, I take 5 mongooses a week and I buy 5 from the auction house, or I go farm it. I come prepared with 10 mongooses every week. So maybe, you know, consider that yourself your healer. I don't know what you bring for consumes raid ready wise. You bring nothing. You know, we try our best. We now have 2 raid teams. And we're trying to supply everybody with cheap consumes, but we can't just supply you with, you know, massive amounts every week. So please farm for yourself. Think about buying some off the auction house yourself in any way that you can, but we're always there for you, but please don't, like, abuse it.
Could you next time please give a warning before you swear? It's offensive.
Hey, was that all the loot, Noel? Am I DEing anything?
That's all loot. We actually didn't have any DEs.
Wonderful. Glad everyone liked what dropped then.
Yeah. Wow, that's very rare.
Okay, yeah. So guys, next week, just remember, it's Darkmoon Fair. I myself, will be planning to anchor the raid as soon as we can. As soon as Peace Dark can fish us a raid ID, I will be anchoring my mage inside the raid. Just so whenever we can, like, summon people, whatever, just expect it to be a fuckery, tilted, and other alliance helping them kill us or dispel people. But we'll try to do our best to get your warlocks into places to summon for buffs. It's gonna be a sweaty week, so just prepare to get your deodorant on and fucking buff up.
Sir.
Also, I'm gonna start fucking dinging people for DKP on fucking mages and shit with Twin M's, because that shit's fucking ridiculous. I'm just watching the fight over again, and I'm assuming it's an Ignite tick that's going crazy, but like, it's just not necessary.
Cast at your own.
Yeah, there's a difference between. I mean, like we've all gotten a lot better at the fights because we all understand them now. Like mechanics way better. And people are always, in this culture are trying to look to improve their parses. But when it comes to that shit, you have to understand it's just like you're just delaying the raid when you wipe the raid with those mechanics.
It's not a DPS race, and losing aggro on that fight is a lot more impactful than other encounters.
True.
Exactly.
Because you can set back the entire fight all the way to a reset.
Yeah, I said it myself. Talon said it too. It's just like it's back to the basics on a fight. Like, I don't care if somebody doesn't get a 99 or a 90 on that fight. But if we all get like purples, so like above an 80, and we don't pull aggro, like that's great. It doesn't matter because it improves our stuff as a guild. It improves maybe our clear time, our clear time overall. Like we don't want to sit there and wipe.
Yeah, Mal brought up a good point. Like, we just can't get complacent, even in AQ. Like, we were killing it. We just need to just follow the basics.
Yeah, the problem is like, I mean, I watch my rogue videos, my streamers, whatever they play. You guys probably watch your own class videos and like how to parse on these fights. And we're all probably guilty at some point in time. Like, there's cheese mechanics. You can ignore a mechanic or you try to cheese it somehow, but you risk the health of the raid when you do that, and it's just, above and below, like, you gotta hold the raid more important than your number on that fight. Well, with that being said, I mean, there's still a fair share of us still in Discord. Just prepared with BWL next week. We'll do MC right after, try to get some bindings and, some reg loot. We'll do our best to, get summons, get the fire buff beforehand to make it extra easy for us. But I'm heading down to Dire Mall right now to get buffs. I don't know if anyone else is looking to get buffed.
I'm about to have to do some stuff.
Got a couple things I wanna.
Consumes.
Yeah, so last final shout out, I guess, is just the guild bank stuff. Like, please donate whatever you can if you want extra DKP. If you don't want extra DKP, that's fine. But you understand, like, that's what we live off of right now. Cersei and Elmas control the guild bank, trying to get everybody consumed for 2 raid groups. So if you need to take the time, like, you add some herbs, that's what we mainly need. Just want to get some extra DKP.
Alright, stream. We're gonna call it here. Gonna hop off. Bit of a shit show, but hey, we did it in one night, so that's still counts, right? Still With that, here you go. Alright. Have a good night.